Well then, people, good evening and welcome back to your final deadline stream of the day. And it's one to see in the final hours with the two best guests and contributors on the Just Joe football show. They are part of the family. I've got better scouts than Leeds United. FC is, of course, Mr. Lockie Leeds and Andrea Russo. We're here to bring in the final hours. And I've got a feeling that during this time we'll probably get an announcement from Schmidt and we can sort of go, hey, but I feel like this might be a little bit of a somber end, to be honest, because I feel that we all were a bit hyped that maybe we might just push the envelope that little bit further, and it looks like we might not. But that's just my thinking at this moment in time. It almost feels like, and I don't know what you lads think, the delay in the Schmidt so it's closer to the deadline. Oh, well, we tried for the last bit. Listen, I still think we've got enough, by the way. I still think we've got enough to get us through to January. I'm not going to go mental, but I just wish, because the money's there, because we bid for him, to just push it that little bit further. But yeah, let's start with Lockie. Lockie looking fresh with the hair looking different to normal, man. You're looking
This is my
cool,
natural
bro.
hair, Joe.
Is this natural curls? Jerry curls?
Yeah.
Nice.
No hairdryer hair, this, yeah.
Yeah, man. Good stuff. How are you feeling, mate?
Yeah, mixed, to be honest. Yeah, like, I'm annoyed if they do that with Schmidt, because in his own right, I think he's an excellent addition. And I am genuinely quite excited for him, having watched him in the last few days. I think he's a very good player and will push both fullbacks. I think he's very good.
Yeah.
So it's annoying if they do that, because all the comments and everything about it will be, oh, it's not this, not that.
Yeah.
When actually, in his own right, he's a really good player. And if they'd have done it a few hours ago, people have been able to enjoy him. So it is annoying. Yeah. We'll see till 11, I guess. But I guess a smaller thing that we've not really mentioned that I guess is a positive, that there isn't any outgoings.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know, and I look at the start of the window, and I was always very sceptical on if Gray would stay. You know, it changed ups and downs, but there's always something about it. Somerville, I think we all thought would go. Nonto, we all thought would go. Rutter, we all thought would stay. So the fact that Rutter's gone, that's the biggest one. And Kamara, for me, I wanted Kamara to stay. I think he'd still be an excellent option. But we've got Snaka. But so we've lost some big players. Few of them we thought we'd lose anyway, so that's not really affected my mood on it. The Rutter, I thought he'd stay, and how late that annoyed me. So that has affected it. But a motivated Nonto staying is a big thing. Yeah, of course, it's about, we'll get into it more, but it's about the profiles we're missing in that side, I think. With clear, obvious profiles. We have a lot of good talent that, for me, I still believe is good enough to get us back to the Premier League. I do believe that. And, yeah, but there is one or two clear profiles that we are missing still.
Yeah, agreed. I think you've summed it up perfectly then. Also adding to the fact that we haven't lost anyone, that is worth noting as well. Andrea, I feel that you're maybe a little bit more frustrated at the situation, really, because it's not just a 10 for you. There's a few more holes, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely. I think both of you have summed it up pretty well, in the end, because I think the squad is good, regardless of us missing key players in certain positions in terms of squad depth. But I think the league has got weaker too. The level of the league in terms of talent and quality is low this season compared to last season. So if we're still able to say today that we have a good squad and we have enough players to push for top two, is because we have to thank other clubs that have raided Burnley, that have gone for other players like Norwich, sold Johnny Rowe, for example. The league was hit hard, in terms of outgoing transfers. We were hit hard. Other clubs were hit hard. We lost two key players in Somerville and Rotter, and a start to be 4 years in Archie Gray. That's the tougher one for me, also because of the emotional part of it. I think everyone dreamt that he was going to be captain one day, or just one more season for Archie Gray. But in the end, we lost three key players. I still think, regardless of this whole situation, this whole scenario, that we lack of a centre back, because on the right side, for example, you have on the left, of course, you have Strauk, you have other players, you have Weber. If something doesn't happen before the end of the transfer window, because you'll never know with Weber. That's another thing that we need to consider, You have Stark and Wilbur. On the other side, you have Joe Rodon, and then just James Bayo. Of course, Ampadu can play there, but I want to be very, very clear from the beginning of this show, because it's gonna be some quality time. But I want to start pretty, pretty direct in this one. The narrative of he can play there too, he can play in that position too, needs to stop because it's becoming like a costume. Players out of position perform pretty well under Bielsa because Bielsa was a tactical genius and he had different players suited to his style of football. We've seen Pirot transform into a 10. Didn't work in terms of efficiency, in terms of contribution to the squad. Of course, he worked in a certain sense in terms of goal scoring contribution, but overall didn't work all around. Long term, it won't work for me. And also this fact, people say we don't have a 9 for me because we have Joseph, then we have just Bamford because Pirot. You read, every one of you, the rumor reported by the Sheffield Star. The club have denied that, of course, but it was reported by the Sheffield Star. So you choose to if you want to believe that or not. There's always some truth in a rumor, reported by a reporter. So in a swap between Aimer, an attacking midfielder, a central midfielder, and Pirot, it's clear that we consider Pirot a number 10, an attacking midfielder, not a striker. So if you look at the number 9s, we have Matteo Joseph, very talented, but it's his first full season. Just 3 professional goals he has. It's a star in the making. It's time. I really like him, but if he's not fit, if he has a problem, if he's suspended, Patrick Bamford. Yeah. Coventry City, not a club challenging for top 2, of course, but Ash Wright, Ellis Sims, Asante. I think they have more depth than us in that regard. Number 10, number 9, and centre back for me. We did pretty good business in the middle, in the midfield for me, because if you look at that, Gruyev, Ampadu, Charlie Crew. If you want to extend this type of discourse, then you have of course Tanaka, and Rothwell. I think it's pretty good in the middle. We did pretty well in the middle, both and on the wings. Overall, the number 10 and the number 9 and the centre back. If we have injuries and all that, we're back to the narrative of we have to transform a player and he needs to learn the role. It's not the ideal situation for me in that specific case.
Yeah. No, I think you go on, Lockie, mate.
I was just going to add on to what Andrea said, and that was the problem for me. I can't remember which show it was. It was the final word on one of them, but after Nanto played well on the weekend in the 10, when he went into the 10, everyone was saying in chat, and a lot of people saying, look, he's a 10, play him as a 10. But now we're not getting a 10. Apparently we've not got one. We've got to... Is he a 10 or is he not? He's not. That's the point. He isn't. Yeah. He's not a 10. Yeah. He can play there, like Andrea said. He can play there because he's a very good footballer. But he's not a 10. The player Daniel Farke described yesterday is not Willie Gnonto. It's not Aronson. It's not the type of profile he wants in there. Well, look at all the time at Norwich.
You've hit the nail on the head, Lockie, because if we go back to that press conference when he mentioned the 10, it was not a cry, but he was saying like...
very specific, wasn't it?
Yeah, because he was like, Aronson can play there, Gnonto can, Pirot's more of a second striker, and it was very much like, we still need one there, wasn't it? It was clear as day, I felt.
Yeah, and I've got a list here of some of his 10s that he had at Norwich. He had Rancic played there at times, predominantly an 8, but did play in that role. Stiperman, big lad. Lucas Rupp, Kieran Dowell, all big lads. Took Cantwell at a push, but he was predominantly a winger. Buendia was a winger for Daniel Farke. The only one was, is it Hoffman at Borussia Mönchengladbach? He's a small guy, but he had big players around him. Whipley, Thuram, big strikers around him.
Stindl. Yeah.
Is that his first name? Yeah.
Yeah, Lars Stindl, I think. Yeah. Yeah, there mainly. Yeah.
Sorry,
the veteran one. Yeah.
No, Jonas Hoffman.
Oh, Hoffman, yeah. Now he moved to Bayern Leverkusen, I think.
Leverkusen, yeah. But he fit that kind of smaller technical player. But he had big players around him, like Thuram, Plea, all those type of guys. And I don't know if I can mention his press conference about the physical side of it. We have a lot of very good, small, quick, direct wingers. A lot of them. Very good ones as well. But we don't have the profile he asked. And that's the key bit for me. It's the profile. Whether it is that ridiculously technical guy who gets you the assists, or it is that big physical guy. We don't have it, for me. We have a lot of dribblers, a lot of finishers, but we don't have a master creator. We don't have a guy who's going to, look, like I said, Gnonto can do it because he's very good. I think any of them can do it at this level, but it's not what you want a master in that position, right? You want someone who is that guy, and we don't have that.
Yeah, and I think in the end, Lucky, as explained it perfectly, we don't have the 10 that Farke wants. We didn't have the 10 that Farke wanted last season. If you remember when this time of the year when we were talking about, the transfer rumors, Matt Riley last season, in the end, I've always said the key position for a Farke system is the number 10. When we signed Grujev, I said, okay, we've signed Grujev, Kamara arrived after that, we signed Grujev. If you want to play with 2-6, like we did at the start, you need a number 10. Because otherwise you don't have progression, you don't have verticality. And that's, I think, that we missed a lot because people, of course, Kamara played as a 8 last season, but he's not a box-to-box number 8. If you look at his heat map, if you look at the type of plays he made, he's not a progressive one. He's very good in occupying the spaces. He's a very good link-up player. But if you asked me last season, do you want Kamara or Tanaka? I said that, honestly, Tanaka, every time, because he works better. Maybe he has less flavor, in terms of glitter, of the lights, around him, the big name, but he works better in the system. And I think the fans will really love how he will have the impact that we need in that specific role, because he will play box to box. He will get forward. He will shoot at the goal, But that's the problem. Last season, we had a very, very good squad. Par with Saints and Leicester. We weren't worse than Ipswich, to be fair. So the top 3 needed to be Leicester, Leeds, and Saints. But I think we lost points and we dropped our form because in certain games we couldn't read low blocks, we couldn't get verticality, we couldn't, play the type of football that Farke wants because we kept playing Pirlo in the number 10. In terms of the number 9, we had for quite a while, the switch between Pirlo and Rutter, so we didn't have a number 9 stretch. We placed Bamford, not because Bamford was scoring goals, or because we said Bamford is the number 9, the starting number 9 that we need in order to get promoted. We praised him because he was the only one stretching the team and pressing up front the first ball. That's the difference, So absolutely, the 10 is vital. And again, this season, if we don't get a 10, it will become a problem for me because Lucky is perfect. Is completely right in that, because people for me are putting too much weight on the performance against Sheffield Wednesday, as a type of, okay, that's the lead that we're going to get from now on. That's not. Look at Wednesday too. They were terrible. No pressing. Their midfield was static. We had the freedom of moving around, especially with Gnonto and Aronson, because Bannon and the Scandinavian one, Ingelsson, they were static. They didn't move. Look at the difference with West Brom. Sorry, Joe.
Do it, man. I prefer WBA.
With WBA. Look at the difference with 2 moving players, versatile players like Swift and Mowat. Grujev and Ampro didn't get hold of them, in terms of following them. So, okay, we were great at Isbro, but that's not the leads we're going to get from now on, hopefully, but we're going to play against low blocks. We're going to play against team side pressing, and especially when the spaces are narrow. We know that more than anyone else after seeing Marsh Ball, you need a physical player in the middle. You need a creative player in the middle. I think that Aronson is a good technical player. Willie is a good technical player, but there's not a natural 10. So that's why I said we need to stop saying, "Oh, but he can play there. He can play there." Play players in the natural positions. That's the thing. That's the thing that needs to happen for me in the end.
100%. We've had loads of comments coming and stuff. So I want to pose these questions so we can have a conversation about it. So keep your comments coming in, folks. There's 1,800 people watching. If you haven't already, smash a like on the video. Follow Andrea on Twitter. Make sure you check out Lockie Leeds. His video is in the title as well. His channel, sorry. Great video on Tanaka earlier on as well. Right, okay, let's just go from the top. So William says, thanks so much, guys, for all the hard work. Joe, you were definite Nonto would leave. Glad we held on to him. Yes, I was definite. I think a lot of us were.
We were.
I do think out of it, we all said, didn't we? He'll definitely go. And I'm glad he's here. Blackburn got Campbell, thought Daniel Farker may have wanted him, to be honest. Why would Danny Hall lie? And do you know, just on this Pirro stuff, I listened to Inside Ellen Road podcast earlier on, and like Joe Donoghue made the point of like, you got to understand, conversations are had before an official bid's put in. So a conversation could have gone across with like, would you be interested in Pirro potentially? And they've probably gone no, but that's not it was a conversation. So I don't think they have lied, and I do think maybe the club did maybe have a little bit of a convo just to see if they'd be up for it, and Sheffield United have said no, and then they've obviously gone, do you know what? Because the funniest thing, Joe Donoghue said to Graham, if Sheffield United were going to unsettle any player, why would they have chose Joel Pirro? And it's true. Because he's not starting. Do you know what I mean? Why would they go there? They go Mateo Joseph, they go Ampadu, they go someone bigger, better, with a bigger profile, surely, than going Joel Pirro. So, I don't think he did lie. There was definitely something in it.
No, exactly. I remember that they told us that there were no more clauses, so I don't know, honestly. There's always a base of truth in every rumor reported by reputable publications.
Yeah.
There's not truth in all those made-up rumors made on by the ITKs and all of that. You know, that this new trend going on Twitter. You know, these days. You know, it's very funny to and entertaining, but very boring because honestly,
do you know what?
I don't know.
Do you know
I don't know.
No, right. I do. Right, and I just wanted to start this one on Jack, and I want to touch on what Lockie said as well, because I almost feel a little bit sorry for Schmidt at this point now, because Leeds United have left it late. I'm on Twitter now, and you can imagine the temperature's not good. I've got a San Franciscan 49ers tweet that Leeds fans are retweeting about an American footballer signing with the tag bank and a money bag, and obviously Leeds fans are going to see that because we're like, oh, we want a 10, but you've just re-signed this American footballer and all this sort of stuff. So. And that's all going to come because of the way the window's going to end. Do you see what I'm saying? And it didn't need to end like this. If they'd have announced, I don't know, Schmidt earlier on, it wouldn't have had it. And I guarantee you we probably will get something like that, Jack. And it'll be like littered in the comments with, where the fuck's the 10? Where's the 10? Which I understand people's frustration as well. But it's also, it's just got a bit of a meh ending to it, hasn't it? And a little bit of a frustrating ending. I wish, I sort of wish I never found out about the Hamer bid, because then I wouldn't have expected. Do you know what I mean?
It weren't even Hamer for me, mate. I don't think they'd have. I think they'd have took a points deduction as opposed to selling him to us. Genuinely, like it was Chrissy Wilder wouldn't have let him when he'd have walked. He'd have probably told him, "I'll walk if you don't let me." Like, if you keep it, if you sell them to them. It's a lie. I like that one. I think there's a good one. There's a really good one. But yeah, you're right. That's an annoying thing, because if Schmidt was at 6 o'clock, you know, and then we were a bit excited for something else. But now if it is that, look, like I said, I don't know what's going on with him, because it was like 4 or 5 hours ago. Apparently everything was done. But there's not actually any word of if a medical.
I'll show this to you. Actually, someone sent it me. Big up Gary from Talking Shut. He just sent it me, so I'll quickly share this with you. 1 second. So this is a guy called Stephen Lang on Instagram.
Yeah, I've seen that earlier. Yeah.
This is his agent. So you can see here, if we go through his story, that's him going to the airport. Then it shows him arriving at the West Stand, and then there's also this. So clearly his agent is there.
Belushi.
So
Belushi,
this is
isn't it?
Stephen Lang. Yeah, so that's his agent. So they're there. Do you know what I mean? They're there. That'll happen. But everywhere else it's gone really quiet on it, I think.
It has. But again, I feel it's just. I've watched a lot of this guy in the last 2 days, because he was on, obviously, the Europa League, Conference League. I was watching that game. I watched about 30 minutes of one last season before that, and then a few after. I really like this guy. He's a bit of a gem. His trajectory is really good as well. He's improved a lot in the last 2 seasons. I mentioned my video, but I've not actually released yet because he's not signed. But he does remind me the way he's stylistically, the way he plays, obviously not as good, before anyone loses mind. He is a bit of a Rico Lewis type player. Do you know the way Rico Lewis is kind of just comfortable? He doesn't look like a fullback, but he looks comfortable wherever he is. Do you know what I mean? He's not. He doesn't look, when he's on the pitch, he looks like a midfielder playing fullback in a good way.
Yeah.
You know, he looks really comfortable on the ball. He can drive with it. He's a good one, and I'm watching it going. Bench option for Leeds doesn't quite add up. I think he's going to push him, and I think that's a really good option to have. Like I said, you can play midfield as well, just as comfortable for me. So, when this one gets announced, I'm sure we'll talk about more then. But is my mic quiet? I just saw something.
No, ignore that.
No.
No, it's
All right,
totally fine, mate. It is totally
but
fine.
feel sorry for him. I do, because he's gonna. He might have a look himself, see what fans are saying about him. It's just going to be comments. No, where's the 10? It's not good. And that's on. Look, we don't know when. It might have had a delay. The medical might not have been done until a few hours ago. But assuming what we've been told, he was here in the morning.
Yeah.
Right. Like, if they've left.
Well, on that agent's drive to the airport, there, it's the middle of the fecking day. When he gets to the West Stand, it's the middle of the day. It's now dark outside, so it was done earlier, wasn't it?
It's not good. It's not good.
Yeah.
They watch stuff. They know this would happen.
Of course,
Well, it's not happened yet, but we'll look at the
They've
comments.
held it back, Lockie, because of this. Because then it's
bad.
the optics. Yeah, if you announce it at 10, and then you've got an hour, and then it'll be like we're trying, and it'll be the same old trope. We tried late on, we couldn't get it done. Da.
And that's
I do
the
want to
risk
say
of.
something as well.
Yeah, go on.
Saw some comments about we're acting like we've been relegated and it's a bad window. We're not saying that. We're just discussing. I'm sure we'll talk about the good side of it, because there's a lot. But there's certain profiles and things that have not gone perfectly and not gone well. That's all we're discussing. I think it's, for the most part, the income. I'm happy with the incomings. I'm very happy with what's each individual, but there is a few profiles that we've not got.
100%. And for those that are clinging on, right? Like when you see this, it's that late in the day now that we'd know something. We'd know something, folks. It'd be the locked-in talks. They're trying to push this through. There's nothing, right? There is nothing at all. So it's highly unlikely that. Yeah, I mean, Dean,
remember that last season we were in the same place, discussing the same things, you know.
Yeah.
And we had all these tweets, Sinisterra is gonna stay, Sinisterra is gonna leave, and we went on like till at the buzzer, like the Americans say, till the very end of the deadline, without realizing if he had signed for Bournemouth or not, So, there's also these excitement.
Oh yeah, we did, didn't we? It was the wow. It was actually
like
past
12.
Yeah, remember? Wow.
I remember someone. I don't remember who said that, but there was someone saying, so is he a Leeds player or a Bournemouth player? Overall, lads, the thing is, these are the risks of leaving it too late. The club, when they signed Solomon, they said in the end, waiting, and basically they were defending their strategy of studying and leaving it late. With the Solomon signing, okay, that's fine. But for other profiles, in the end, we don't get a 10. We are light on the 9. Of course, you have the risk also of players not passing the medical, not submitting the documents in time. Look at what happened with Danso at Roma, for example. They wanted to complete the signing. He didn't pass his medical, apparently. There's a little bit of a different views in that in Italy. So then it's to bring in another defender, and they brought in Gelo from Juve, who of course is a less rated player compared to Danso. So these are the risks, but in the end, I think Schmidt is a very good signing for the type of signing, because it's a smart signing. Rico Lewis is the perfect comparison. He's a player that can play multiple positions. He's versatile. If you look at his
both feet as well.
He uses both feet. If you look at the way he moves on the pitch, go and watch that, because I think he'll fit really well into this system. Especially if you play him on the left, he go inside with his right. He can also, when you are in possession, get like Archie used to do. Get into the middle and have the midfield. So you are able to leave more players up front because you are covered on in the middle with Ampadu and the other two players, because you have the right back getting inside, and that can be what Schmidt can do, because he's very, very technical. So this is just my signing, and I'm very happy with this one. The only problem is that why if you kept pushing for top players like Shalai, Aimer in certain position, it feels like Shaz the Catalar 2.0 for me in the end. You spent too much time chasing those kind of players, In the end, Shalai was available because Cavalieri said 9 million euros. That's a steal, man. That's cheap for a player like Shalai. Shalai, I know that a lot of people only watch English football, and I've seen people saying Aimer is better than Shalai. But Aimer has played just one season in the Premier League. Okay, he's a good player. They're the same age. Shalai has been playing in the Bundesliga and has played in 2 European Championships for Hungary for 3 seasons, and he's always performed. He's always delivered, I will be the best player in the league if he signs for Leeds, and it was available. So in the end, I read the tweet from Cavalieri, they're not reached an agreement, on terms and all of that. So if it comes down to terms and agreement, at the end of the window, for a top player, you have to give more in terms of wages, of course, because it's the end of the window, And they were open to sell him. So why leaving this too late, in the end, it paid off with Solomon, and that's alone, in the end. That's not a permanent. That's alone. And just to finish this up, Schmidt is a smart signing because it's not a widely known one, but it's the right age, the right type of player. He comes from St. Gallen, of course, but we needed depth. In the end, if you manage to get Schmidt, because there were not much big names in terms of left backs and full backs, available, you went out and scouted the player. The player is signing. Great job, absolutely great job. Why weren't you able to do that? Studying since January. Remember, like I said, I've told them to prepare for a scenario without Rotter since January in one of the press conferences. So why weren't you able to scout a player, even a cheap option, but a player fit in the system, like Schmidt will do, like Tanaka will do? Because in the end, for me, signing Kamara was, compared to what Tanaka can offer, was a good player. He performed. He had a little bit of switch off at the start of the year, But I think Tanaka fit the system better. I think there were strikers fit in the system better than Pirlo last season. Schmidt is a good signing for this specific reason. So if you spend time chasing Shalai, Aimer, all those kind of players, then leaving this too late and not even getting in even a lower player in terms of money, in terms of fees, but a player that you need, because you're going to end up with a gap there in the number 10. And you're going to be light in the number 9, That's the problem for me, because you have, of course, Joseph, Bamford, and Gellert, because Pirlo is going to play in the 10. We've seen that, If Ronaldson or Gnonto don't work there, in terms of adaptation, That's the problem, lads.
I'm just going to jump in here, just because this Jamie's just mentioned this. I don't know. I don't remember the player, folks. But according to Mike McGrath, this was just 9:35 tonight. He said Birmingham have turned down bids today for South Korea midfielder Park Seung-ho from Championship club this window. There has been interest from Leeds and Sheffield United. So that's one we didn't even know about, right? And apparently we've bid. So I don't know much about the player, what position he plays. I don't remember him playing against him last season. So might be one for us to look at to see what kind of profile he is, because if he's a 10, then maybe Leeds still are being active. But for all we know, that interest, though, could have been earlier on in the window, and we're only just finding out about it now. But yeah, someone said he's a centre midfielder, so maybe we've brought in Ayo Tanaka instead, and therefore, it was earlier in the window. But that's one. He's like a 6'8", more of an 8. There you go then. So I wonder if we've gone for Tanaka instead on that. Listen, folks, and I get, and I hear everyone in the chat saying, we will get round to it, but at this moment in time, we're just analysing the final day and how it's transpired. I've started questions. We'll get into topics about have we got enough and all this sort of stuff. Is the squad still strong enough? So we will get there, folks. So just cool, calm. There is 2,450 people watching, by the way, which is insane. So if you haven't already, smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, hit the notification bell, check out Lockie's channel as well. A few super chats and some questions. Craig says you have been on it all day, Joe. You deserve a pint filler or a few brews. Great streams all day, top content, legend. Cheapsters as always, Leeds United, 49ers, Red Bull. No Hamer, no Salai, no Cabal, no Sargent. Hamer would guarantee promotion and seriously weaken the Blades. I think there's a lot of truth in that, Dominic, if I'm honest. Vic does ask a question, though. Aronson and Nonto are more than good enough in the 10 at this level, which I agree with.
So if you have space, if you leave them space, that's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
That's what everyone was saying, and that's the point. We agree that they're excellent players at this level, of course. But what did Daniel Farke say in his press conference? Was it yesterday about the profile he wants? They don't match that. He talked about Aronson said they're different profiles. He literally said he wants more physicality up there. He said that. So that's him telling us what profile he wants ideally in that position, and there's no one of that ilk that's come in since then.
Yeah.
In an attacking area, that's the only concern. Look, excellent players, probably too.
Yeah, so it's like saying the manager's saying this, not just us, the manager, right?
Yeah,
we're not like this is the thing. Like, I am genuinely very happy with the squad. I just think there's some gaps in certain situations in games where we'll need a guy who is more physical in them positions as well, or maybe a more technical player. We will need that, and we don't have that. We have a lot of firepower, but it's all fairly similar in the way it works. We don't have a Stiperman, like a Rantic type player. We don't have that. In fact, Eddie in his presser, he wanted that type of player. He made it quite clear. So we're just saying what the manager. We said the other day, give him the best tools to succeed. He said in a presser the type of tool he needs, and we've not got him that. But yeah, that's all. But yeah, I get what you're saying, Vic. They are very good players. And Aronson could be ridiculous. We don't know what his growth is this year. He might get confidence. He scored 2 goals already. You know what I mean? But he's still a similar profile to the others, though, isn't he? That's the thing.
Yeah, it's a little bit different because the others are, natural wingers that can go inside, dribble 1v1. Aronson is different. He's like an all-around player, But we've seen him, drift usually at RB Salzburg, Union Berlin, drift towards the wing, in order to be like a link-up, And he did that pretty well too at Hillsborough. But that's the problem, that number 10 needs to help also in the build-up and drop into midfield when needed. Because, like I said, we won't always have all the space that we had against Wednesday. We'll have team pressing us. We'll have team play low blocks, and that's where the number 10 comes into play. Of course, people will say, "Oh, but Daniel Farke is the manager. The only thing he needs to do is managing the players, and he needs to work with them and turn them into a number 10." It's like in Harry Potter when they turn the cup into the bird. It's sometimes it just doesn't happen. It's difficult because those two. The one that I see more fitted in order to try to adapt to that role is Aronson, honestly, because Willie is an offensive player, an attacking player. Aronson can help to win the build-up, but it will take time. And again, I think we need to be realistic in terms of we were great against Wednesday because Wednesday were really poor. We had struggles. We had difficulties against teams playing differently, like Portsmouth and WBA. Need RTO that's like LA9.
Yeah, definitely. Now I do just want to pick up on a few things just on this as well. I'd love it, but I think someone tag me in the tweet and I'll share it with people so they can see, because obviously Sasha Tagliafieri has been on the money when it's come to transfers in the Championship, especially concerning Leeds and Burnley this summer. And he was asked specifically a question, anything more on Salai, and he said, "I think it's off, honestly. I didn't receive anything more on that matter." He did also say this, folks. I wanted to get your opinion on this because I think this is quite a big deal. Just bear with us 1 minute. Josh Brownhill, Kolayosho, Lyle Foster and Maxime Estev have all told fans outside the training ground that they're staying at Burnley, and he gave that a tick earlier on 14 minutes ago. That's really big news for Burnley, that, isn't it? Them 4 players there are really key players for them.
Yeah. We need to see how fits because he really wanted to leave. He really wanted to leave, but they didn't let him. He's like a they're both Italian, so it's like a Gnonto situation that we had last season. If Cleoscio can be great at this level, honestly, to be fair, and he's just being called up too with Gnonto in the under 21s for Italy. So we'll see. That's massive for them, honestly, because they were bound to leave and ended up staying. We'll see if they're mentally ready for that. But of course, they are key players, and they've done it before at this level. Some of them, like 100%. Foster and Brownhill, yeah.
Yeah, I do just want to get on this as well because, there's a lot saying Farke wanted 4, got 4. But I think as well, we have to take into consideration, like, he wanted a left-back, a centre midfielder and a Somerville replacement, right? At that point, I think it's difficult because he did say he wanted 4 and we did get 4. But just yesterday in the press conference,
he spoke, most recent one. Yeah.
Most recently, he spoke about a specific profile of player. And we can go and read that. And he was asked specifically about number 10. And Graham Smith actually asked him about a player with height. Now, I believed at the time that question was posed to him as a nod to Salai. Because we know Salai's got height. And as the lads have mentioned, a lot of his previous 10s have also had height. Farke totally misinterpreted it, and his answer, he spoke about a 10, and then he went and said, we do have tall players like Rodon, like Strauch, even Bamford, and I thought, it's not how Graham wanted to pose the question. He didn't receive it in that way. But if you specifically look at his answer, he spoke about a 10, and he spoke about Aronson can play there. He didn't say Aronson is my 10. He also said we have wingers. He didn't mention Nonto. He said we have wingers. And then he mentioned Pirro, who is also, he likes to come late to score the goal. He's more of a support striker kind of vibe. So that's where, and if we're being honest, folks, we have tried to get a 10 through the door. So we can say, yes, Farke wanted 4, therefore he got what he wanted. But yesterday, he spoke specifically about a 10. And if we're all being honest with ourselves, the reason we're all upset tonight is because we don't have a 10.
Yeah.
So,
and I don't think we're being negative. I literally said at the start of the stream, I think we'll win the league or finish top 2 at the very. How can I be more positive? And when we speak about the players we've brought in, people will be saying, too positive, you know what I mean? I'm not being negative. I'm just going on what the manager said and saying, look, later on in the season, right, when we don't win some games and, it comes out that we couldn't break down a low block because we don't have a certain profile, we'll play this back. But I love our players. I think they're really good, and I think they might win the league with them.
Yeah,
but that doesn't. There will be situations where we need a different type of player. That's all we're saying.
Yeah, we're just trying to do analysis in terms of opinions and looking at the squad. Because in the end, there's these gaps. I think what Joe was saying was bang on the money. In the end, because he wanted the fullback, wanted the 10, the winger, and the 8. He got 4, but in the end, if you bring the number 10 out, we got 2 wingers, Ramazani, and that's where what Farke asked, goes out of the road, to a different road, because the number 10 wasn't both, and we got like Ramazani and Solomon. So we got 2 wingers instead of a winger and number 10. Of course, people could say again, yeah, but Solomon can play in the number 10 position too. Yeah, but Ramazani can play in the number 10, number 9 position too. That's the problem for me, because at the end, you just have, it's not a guarantee, because we can say, for example, Tanaka can bring something as a number 8. Yeah, he's proven that. He's given us numbers, in terms of goals and assists. He's given us numbers in terms of progressive carries, passes quality. You can just look at his stats. You see that. If you look at, Ramazani in the 9, center forward, or Solomon in the 10, it's not a guarantee, because these are not their natural positions, as well as Gnontos and Aronson, because they're different type of players. So these are risks, These are calculated risks now, because it's really a choice of the club. If we don't get any player in before the transfer window closes, it's a choice from the club to gamble on that, to risk that. Yeah.
Well, something's on the top of my mind, because right now, if we were to rate a window, right, we're going, okay, it's okay, right, it's okay. But let's say we play Hull on Saturday, and again, this is where you mentioned it's a risk, but it's a calculated risk. But let's say we play tomorrow against Hull City, and Matteo Joseph gets injured. Then what? genuinely, then what?
Yeah.
We're fucked.
Right.
We're fucked. Do you know what I mean? We're back to Pirlo in the net. Do you know what I mean? And we'll be going, oh my God. Now, of course, this might not happen. And we might be worried. But this is where, for once, I would like the football club, for once, especially when you consider all the money brought in, for us to actually just push the envelope that little bit more.
Yeah.
Get a J, we've mentioned it, Andrea, Jay Stansfield on loan. I know he might be going to Birmingham, but you could have got Jebison on loan who went somewhere else. You could have just got a loan just there to come on when needed. Because Bamford's injury prone. You could go and get a 10. You wanted a 10, you bid for a 10, so you could have got a 10. Everywhere else, okay, centre-back if Vobra had left, but we can get by at centre-back. I think we can all look at it and go, we've got Debayo, we've got Ampadu as a last resort, and Vobra's still staying. We've now brought in this guy, Schmidt, who can play either side. We've got Byram, who can play either side. We'll get by. Nice. We've got 4 in midfield now. Happy days. We've got enough wingers. Happy days. Striker, if Joseph gets a knock or doesn't score, probably could add something there on a loan. 10, we need a 10. And that's where we, I think, as a fan base, considering how much we've brought in, it's not too negative or too downbeat to expect the club to do that. You know?
And that's exactly what you said. So we went through the team there. Obviously, Mesley is a goalkeeper. He plays in there.
Yeah.
Purple is a left back who plays left back. Our centre backs are centre backs who play centre back. Our number 6, Ampadu, is a number 6.
Yeah.
You know, Gruev wasn't a number 8. He played there. Tanaka's come in. He is a number 8. He will play there once he's ready and up to speed. Our wingers are wingers. Our striker is a striker. Our 10 isn't a 10.
Yeah,
he's a winger. It will be a 10. Look, and even if that might be Aronson, and that's, like I said, that's probably the best fit. And I hope it works for Aronson. Like, I really like Aronson, and I hope he does go with that. But will Daniel Farke go with Aronson? I'm not too sure he will. I don't know. I think if you've got these wingers in, he'll go Wilfred Nonto, and that is a winger converting to a 10. And that's fine because he's a very good player, but it's not a 10. Everyone in every position, you've got the player that is that position. That's all we're saying. Nonto in the 10 could have a ridiculous season, and he probably will. But there'll still be times in games where that experience of a guy who's played there his entire career will pay dividends. You know, there'll be times where Nonto will be marked out of it because he won't know the movements. He won't know exactly where to go, and that's fine. But that's what we're saying. That's all we're saying. You know what I mean? I love our player. I think they're really good. I think we've got a ridiculously good team.
Yeah.
But the 1 or 2 positions we don't have depth in, or a proper profile for that position, is striker because of Bamford's history, and Perot's not found a way to fit the system yet, and the 10 because we don't have a natural one there. That's all we're saying.
And the right hand side of the centre back partnership, you know, because again we were great in the defense too at Isbro, but if you look at the other 2 games, different teams against us, our 2 fullbacks, Bogle and Firpo, are wing backs. They work better with back 3, 5 or 4 players in midfield where they can be like the 2 wing backs, and then you have 2 wingers and a striker. You can play with exactly. I was going to say Echo. Here it is in Italian, sorry. But if you play with 3 at the back, 4 with Firpo and Bogle, then you can play with Nyonton Aronson like the 2 10s because they just get inside, and then you have Firpo and Bogle following up the play, playing like wingers, you know, wing backs, basically. So I'm not too sure again that this is the formation we're going to use for the whole season, you know, in the end. But we're going to use that for the short term because in the end you have just Strauk, Weber, Rodon, and just James Debayo, you know. There's also very good players, you know, in the youth team. Loki did a video months ago about Lopata White.
Was really good. Really good
all those players.
He got sent off at the end, did Sam Chambers, but he's a powerful runner from midfield. Sam Chambers, really good player. I was just going to add on to that, Andrea, as well. 4-3-3. You look at that team and you think 4-3-3. Get rid of the 10 problem, right? We'll play 3 midfielders, whether that's Ampadu, obviously, a Gruev or a Rothwell, and Tanaka.
That's spot on, honestly.
That can advance. Yeah,
that's great.
You know what I mean? That's probably a better way to do it.
No, exactly. You know, I was watching, you know, in recently how Marcelo Gajardo, you remember him, of course, you know. He used to play for Bielsa as a player, of course, in the Argentine national team. Did pretty well with River Plate, you know. Of course, he hasn't managed in Europe. He's only managing in Saudi Arabia now, back to River Plate, you know. Yeah. But he plays with a 4-3-3 system with no number 10. Now everyone plays with a number 10. But if we don't have a number 10, it's great what you said, because you may have at some point to consider that. We said that too, you know, at last season, towards the end of the season, that when Pirlo wasn't working there as the number 10, we said, why not try a 4-3-3? And in the end, 4-3-3 was tried, at Carroll Road in the first leg of the playoff semi-final, a sort of 4-3-3, So at some point, we might consider to turn with that 4-3-3, like, for example, Bogle, Roden, Strauch, and Firpo. You play with Ampadu, Tanaka, and I don't know, Aronson or Rothwell, in that, because you have one moving all around, and one like playing more closer to the number 6, Then you play with Gnonto, Ramazani, and or Gnonto or Solomon. I think at the beginning, I think we'll see Solomon because, of course, he's a better player than Ramazani. So you have Solomon, Gnonto, and like Joseph up front,
So he's not bench, no?
No, absolutely not, man. I know. If he didn't have, there's this narrative, of course, of he's injury prone. Okay, he had 2 long injuries, meniscus and the knee injury before when he was at Fulham, But before that, if you just look at, people say, but he's only played like 15 games a season. Yeah, because if you look at the last season he had with Shakhtar, there was the war in Ukraine and the league got suspended. That's why the league was cut short. That's why he played 18 games there. But in the end, before that, I had a player, when I was at Reggiana, he had 2 Achilles injuries for 2 straight seasons. After that, he's been injury-free ever since, We're talking about 2017, 2018 season, the first one. Then he got injured on the other leg the next season. It means basically, 2 huge parts of these 2 seasons, Then he returned and he's been the captain ever since, and he's been consistent, injury-free, one of the best players in the team, But Solomon, if he didn't have those 2 injuries, he won't be anywhere near the championship. Anywhere. He's a good player. We'll see him in action, of course, very soon because he's being called up by Israel and he will play against Italy too. So we're going to organize probably something.
No injury. No injury, Andre.
No. But if you look at the squad of Italy, probably I think we'll get battered by France and then probably drew against Israel. Honestly, it's so bad, man. It looks like a championship squad mid-table, man. So bad.
Yeah, you deserve it, man. You deserve it.
Yeah, well, after all I said, that we deserve it. Yeah.
Look, Vic, listen, I'm happy with Harrison. I said he would cook it and all that sort of stuff, and I'm happy to listen. Please I don't think anyone on the panel, and myself included, is saying I'm fuming that Harrison's going to be in the 10. I'm not.
I want him.
I want him in the 10.
Yeah, I want to see him do it.
Yeah, exactly. This is the point. And he'll start in the 10 on Saturday, hopefully, anyway. God forbid that the manager decides to put Pirlo in there, but I'm hoping it'll be Harrison, Gnonto, Solomon, something along those lines on Saturday. Let's hope, anyway. But yeah, I want him to.
I want him there, because in the end, if you don't play him there, you have Pirlo. So you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like Liam Gallagher says every time. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean. I feel like someone stole the flake out of my 99, yeah. 140 million sales, 28 million invested, 7 out of 10 window. Where do you rate it? And we're banking on Schmidt being in at this point.
What did I get last year? I think I gave an 8 last year, didn't I?
Oh, it's definitely not an 8 this year, is it?
No,
6.5 for me.
If we'd have brought all the players in now, we have, but kept Rutter, that'd have been a joke of a team. Because you've got Rutter who, he's still not a natural 10, but he played there predominantly all of last season. If you had him and all these wingers around him, that'd have been a joke. But that's gone. I don't think there's a direct replacement for him, personally. So, but again, going through the squad, decent depth, most places, bar 2 or 3. I don't think it's that bad, because like I said, I like the players. I think they're really good. I think, people talk about statements, and that depends on what you've seen and what you see the player. Like Ramazani, I don't know that much about him, so I'm not going to call him a statement signing. But people that watched him in Spain for the last few years might tell you he is. You know what I mean? Tanaka, I think is. I think he's a ridiculous player. People that have not seen him think playing in Bundesliga 2, 25-year-old, 4 million, rubbish. Not the case. A statement will be born. We'll find out in the next few weeks who the statement signings are, because Solomon is being told by some people as a bench player. We're saying he's one of the best players in the league if he's fit. You know what I mean? So I think everyone just needs to just wait and see how they play and see what happens, because there's a lot of talent there. Ramazani could explode when he comes onto the scene, We don't know. He could get the numbers that are out of this world. We don't know that. But to answer your question, Joe, going on, I think Ramazani will have a good season, assuming Solomon stays fairly fit. Tanaka gets up to speed. Schmidt is a good option. 6.5. Can I do halves? I'm doing halves.
Yeah.
6.5.
6.5.
If we'd have kept, I expected us to lose Somerville and Gray. I was fairly, I was sad obviously, but I thought it probably will happen. But I didn't expect Rutter and Kamara, and that's the sad side of it for me. If we'd have kept Rutter, that'd have been up there because we've got really good balance. But I'll give it a 6.5, which I think's enough. I'll be honest. I know we're having this debate, but I think that's enough for us to go up. I do.
I'm saying 6.5 too. 6.5, because it would have been a 6. We got Solomon honestly in the end, so 6.5 because I think he's a player that if he's moving here, of course, straight loan, so that it tells you a lot because Spurs are not gonna lose him. So it tells you that they believe in the player. They just want him to go out, get minutes. His trajectory was on the up because Shakhtar, Maccabi Petah Tikva, Shakhtar.
I struggled so much with that name, so much. Man.
Yeah. So Maccabi Petah Tikva, Shakhtar, and then Fulham, good loan. Spurs, of course, he missed basically a full season with Spurs, so he wanted to stay in England. His alternatives were Getafe and Ajax. So I think he wanted guarantees. So just for that, 6.5 because he's a great player for this league, honestly. But in the end, you haven't replaced Rotor. You don't have a Rotor replacement, direct one. You brought in Ramazani in place of Somerville, of course. Of course, Ramazani showed good things, was one of the best players in Almeria in Spain. But if you look at the La Liga, the style of football is different. There's very little pressing in certain games. There's a lot of more width into games, where the wingers are vital. Look at Real Madrid. Look at Athletic Bilbao with the Williams brothers. If you name one La Liga club, one of the wingers is usually their best players. Because Spanish clubs tend to play with compared to some English clubs who used to play, with a low block, with narrow spaces, with a high intensity game, pressing. So I really want to see how Ramazani adapts to that, because of course he played in England before with the Man United in the youth setup,
and Charlton as well. He was at
Charlton too, yeah. Because he moved to London when he was like 11 or 12, around that age, So I want to see how he adapts because he won't have all the space to get the 1v1. Some of it was really good in narrow spaces to get into narrow spaces. If you look at Ramazani, he's great in terms of pace, in terms of 1v1 situation, but there's not much showing his game in terms of narrow spaces. I will play a lot against low blocks, against high pressing teams. You don't have, in that regard, La Liga is very similar to Serie A. You have the time to think, to get at the player, to choose, to make the decision making. In England, it's different. You don't have the time to think. You have to act immediately because you have a player coming into you, straight into you. That's the main difference.
100%. And, I told you about it. That Patrice Evra video tells you all you need to know about stuff like that. Because he spoke about his time in Italy, actually, at Juve in comparison to England and just how different the football is and that. It's interesting, man. Mark, I just want to clear this up. So the 190 million we owe is not owed this summer, So we only had to pay partially. We didn't have to pay all the 190 million in one go this summer and then any additional because we wouldn't have had no fucking left, bro. Like, we had to pay like 70, 90, whatever it is over 3 years. That 190 million wasn't owed straight away. Look, the Red Bull stuff, and this is where as well, like the club, and I'm not taking shots, like maybe I am a little bit, I don't know, but like it almost feels so. When Rutter went, the explanation was, well, we were able to get 40 million because of the Red Bull investment, because they knew they'd dropped a ball. On the initial press release about Red Bull investment, Parag told us, Parag Marag, as JT says, Parag McGarth, sorry. McGarth. They told us that it would be the difference between buying, selling and keeping a player, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Then, obviously, fans started to go, well, what's happening? So when Rutter went, they put in the release, the reason we were able to get the top dollar is because of the Red Bull. That was the get out. Then if you notice, when they signed Solomon, they also put in the press release to Solomon, this is why we wait, because we wouldn't have been able to get the... So it's a little bit tit for tat, and it's like, come on, club. Just tell us we've got to play. You don't have to send shots back. We're fans. You're businessmen. You own the football club. You don't need to take shots. So it almost feels like they're sort of covering their tracks in that way. They've dropped the ball, though, with the 10 and all that. But anyway, it is what it is. You know, at the end of the day, will Leeds have enough? I think we're all sitting here and saying we have enough. Do we have the best team, 11 in the league? Yeah. Do we have the best squad? That could be up for debate.
Probably second behind Burnley for me.
Yeah,
if they keep them guys.
Yeah, if they keep Brownhill, if they keep Foster and all these others, they've added Anthony and that, which I believe a championship. I'm not praising them signings now all of a sudden, but in terms of squad overall, they probably have more than us and more options, which is a shame. Sean Kelly says, Farker is savvy. He dodged Smith's question. I think overall gave the window 8 out of 10. PS membership, the price of a pint if you can put up with JT. We need to. You haven't been on yet, Sean, so you need to be the one putting up with JT and coming on. Barney says, Joe, unless you're Solomon quality who wants to come on a loan for a manager who's publicly said he doesn't rate loans and wants buys. No, because, what? So he's saying that, I think we were in for Anthony, by the way. I think we were in for Anthony, and I'm glad we didn't get that deal, but he chose Burnley. He was never going to come back here, but I think Leeds United, you can still get a loan if you back yourself, unless, I don't know. Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. What do you think on that, folks? Us and loans. I mean, we managed to get Spence and Rodon and Anthony and...
No, I think if you use the market wisely, you know, in the end, we basically revived the career of Rodon, you know, after Spurs, you know, didn't play him, you know, he went on loan to Rennes. I think he did all right there, you know, in France, to be fair. He's not talk much about that period of his career, but honestly, he had proven himself in the Championship as Swansea, so I think he had a great season. Last season, of course, he after the playoffs, you know, with Wales, I think all the Welsh players had a little bit of a mental impact, you know, and physical impact because, you know, they played, they absolutely, for me, you know, you can see that body language, you can see that they were tired physically because they played a very high demanding game against Poland, you know, all of that. But yeah, we revived the career of Rodon. We valorized is the right word, yeah? Is that English?
Revitalized, yeah.
Yeah, not revitalized. I think we you know, we valued, we developed, sorry, Ben White, basically. When he was there, you know. There's other examples, you know, Jack Harrison when he was a Man City player, you know. So if you manage just to get him bodies, you know, to get loans, it doesn't need to be a top starting player, you know. But you need options in the end. Anthony, of course, he was the squad option in the end. It didn't work out for him. But at least if one of the players got injured or suspended, you had another player ready to come in, you know. At the start of the season, last season, we didn't have basic squad rotation unless someone got injured, an injury or suspension, you know. But that's why you need a squad depth. Like last week, we had 19 players in the squad. We were the squad with the less number of players in the whole league, you know, and that's not an ideal scenario, you know, for a club that wants to be promoted with the autos, you know, with the automatics. But we'll see. I think the loans are undervalued because you see, why should the player come to Leeds United on loan? If you want to play at Leeds, you want to be here for the long term. Yeah, lads, but we're not in the Premier League. We can afford that when we're back in the Premier League. All these players, you know, going to Bournemouth, going to other clubs, Brentford, you know, that were linked with us before. Yeah, they're going there, you know, because they are in the Premier League. We're not. That's the difference. We need to get back there in order to build longer term with certain players, you know.
Yeah. 100%. Abdullah Alfuzan says, not a bad window in my opinion. Adding a 10 would make it perfect. That's the thing. We just want it to be perfect, people. That is all. It's not bad.
Just a few missing bits for me personally. I don't know about you guys. It's fine.
Yeah. And you're probably right. Aronson and Voba are higher than championship level and probably be on a bench. Although Aronson will probably have to play the 10 now. I think that's where it's going to be. I think we might have to wait a little bit on Ramazani. To be fair, just based on what.
Yeah, I mean, Farkas, he's basically told us, and he looked up. I think it's with him being the Somerville replacement, it happened quite quick that maybe fans are directly saying, he's like Somerville, and he just wanted to temper that a little bit, which is fair because the player
100%.
he needs time to adapt. But I looking at Solomon in training, and them little clips, his feet, he looks so sharp in the way. Just you could hear Amped every 5 seconds. Well done, Solomon. Well done. Saying well done to him every 5 seconds. Yeah, he's going to be an asset. You can't. Yeah, regardless of if the manager wants loans or not, if you get an opportunity to get a player like that, you take it. It's a joke. It's a joke for the player. And people will see that. He's very, very good. I don't know where this bench thing's come from. Look, like we keep saying, and we have to reiterate this, if it is a fitness problem, obviously he doesn't start. But if he's fit, he plays in this team.
Yeah. He does, man. 100% he starts. And he smashes it. If I'm honest, I think he absolutely smashes it out of the park, if you want my honest opinion. Definitely. Now, this is what we go with. This is what we've got. We're still waiting on Schmidt to be announced. Let's talk about the positive. What are the good bits, folks? Like, where we at? Like, where do we? Like, I seen a tweet. I will give a shout out to it because there is a lot to be said about this tweet. So it's come from Ethan Online, and I did look at it earlier on, and I thought, you know what, he's fucking hit the nail on the head, right? And I'll share it with you. Some of you might have already seen it, but I think it's bang on. If we think about the squad overall and what it looks like, Solomon, Somerville, yeah, obviously Somerville, you know, it is what it is. Ramazani, Rutter. Aronson, Anthony, Tanaka, Kamara, Rothwell over Greenwood and JB. You got Bogle, Gray, Schmidt for Shackleton. I mean, he's put a little laugh out loud, mocking him there, I think. Vober for Coops, DeBayo for Creswell, Cairns for Christopher Clarkson. When you put it like that, it's good. It's good, right? Obviously, like, let's do it. Let's do it like... Go on, sorry, what were you going to say, Lockie, before
And what's the one standout position that doesn't quite fit there? It's Ramazani to Rutter.
I suppose.
Completely different positions and profile, right? Solomon Somerville on the left, makes perfect sense. Aronson Anthony, Aronson's been playing on the wing. Tanaka Kamara, the 8. Rothwell, Greenwood, JB, the 8. Bogle, Gray, right back. Schmidt, Shackleton.
Much
utility
better.
Can play either side. Much of an upgrade. A very good upgrade, actually. Vober Coops, if Vober plays and is wanting to play, better upgrade, let's be honest. DeBayo Creswell, debatable, but a very good player. Might be more preferred. So, Ethan's right. But that's it. There's one that you can't compare directly, and that's Ramazani and Rutter, because he's a winner.
No, not just this one for me. Also, Anthony and Aronson, like you hinted to. But there's also another thing missing in this one. It's a good comparison, I think, from Ethan here. But there's just one thing missing. These are replacements. We had gaps last season in the squad, and we still have those gaps this season in the squad.
Yeah.
So that's the main difference. We replaced players, but we needed like 2 more bodies in order to create squad depth, because we lacked squad depth in certain position last season. Now we have nailed the number 8, for example, but we still have open positions. If you want to apply, like, sounds like a job offer like that, but open positions in certain positions, especially the 10, the 9 for me. Those two. But I think that the big pro is clear the midfield for me, because you have depth at least in the positions, because you have 3 number 6, Ampadu, Gruyev, and of course Charlie Crew. If you want to add another one, then you have 2 number 8s, proper number 8s like Rothwell and Hao Tanaka. But
do you know
I
what
think
I've just
if
seen?
you look,
Go on, mate. Go on.
No. Want me to finish? Or want to?
Go on. I've just seen a banger of a comment, and I want to bring it up, but you finish first, mate.
Okay. No, but I'm gonna be very quickly. We had like, of course, Strauch, Cooper, Rodon, Charlie Creswell. We need another one too, because in the end we've seen that he didn't rate Creswell, and Cooper was basically frozen. He struggled really to have an impact in that system, also because of the way he plays, completely different to what we're expecting from a centre-back. So we need another one, and we still need another one. Because in the end, if you look at that, pound for pound, you have Cooper, Weber, okay? Then on the other side, you have Creswell, DeBayo. We needed to. We just got like the promoted young player from the under-21s. So it's we strengthened at least on the fullback position, because we had like Firpo, Byram, and then you had like Gray and then Connor Roberts in the end, but long term we need another one too. And I'm very glad that we have Byram and Schmidt. Yeah.
No one's getting angry. We're just talking, Vic.
Yeah, man.
Just talking about the squad. That's all, bro.
Debate, man.
I think, Vic, genuinely, I love you, bro, but I think you're getting angry at us talking about the squad. We're just talking about the squad, We're not actually getting angry.
Win the league.
We've all said we're going to win the league. We've got enough. We're just having a debate. The whole point of this video was to see in the final hours and then see what the squad looked like. That's what we're talking about. That's all.
Squad looks great. There's just some
happy days.
new profile missing. So, it looks really good. And that's, you said there about positives. Every signing, I like them. Some more than others. Some more effective than others. Look, we brought a goalkeeper in. Rothwell probably won't play too much. But, like you said, we got rid of Archie Gray, Jayden Bogle. Good signing. Has his struggles, but will get better as the season goes on. Rothwell is got great depth for me. And then Tanaka, and this is it. Tanaka is who you arguing with? Tanaka
no, I'm saying because I'll tell you what, Max and Joe have just come in, right?
We know you're tried.
We know the game, so they've. If you look at them, they've said, "Oh, we've got a link to a number 10," and they thought I'm stupid. And if you look at the name, it basically reads as Major Luck. Right, so Leeds United have announced, folks, it's official. It's due.
Ivan Toney. We got Ivan Toney.
I thought this was the silhouette of that guy at the Burnley ground. I thought this was the silhouette of the guy at the Burnley ground. But there you go. There he is. So that's going to be announced at, what do you reckon? That'll be 12:30? Or another 5 minutes or so?
5 minutes, yeah. Usually 5 minutes.
So. The reason to be positive, I think he's a class player and he'll be excellent for us this year. And he will pressure the fullbacks at start. So I genuinely think he's good enough to. And if one of them two has a bad game, he will play. If one of them has a stinker, he'll come in.
Yeah.
I'm wondering on behalf of my past as a social media manager, is this a reference to a The Schmidt CD? Probably, I think it is. It's like a reference to an album, probably. I think.
I thought it was more
like that.
James Bond.
Yeah, too.
Could be.
It can be. I think.
Or could it be genuinely that silhouette that people were doing earlier on? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be very good.
Yeah. We know that Wilson is creative. We know that Wilson is creating in that space. Yeah.
Look. You're saying about profile. This is one that we got really right. We need the backup. All of us saying we'd be all right with just some Premier League loan to back up. But actually, we've upgraded on that. We bought a player. Yeah. His trajectory is very good. He started this season on fire, by the way. Looked very good yesterday, and he was at third gear yesterday in that game. He looked very good. He will definitely challenge those two. If they have a bad game, he will be right there. So, this is good. This is a very good signing for me, and I know we won a 10, but I'm very happy with this.
Ronaldinho.
Nico Williams.
It does actually have a look at Mick Hucknall from back in the day. Oh, God, that's funny. We've got some more super chats I want to get through as well, but we'll wait for the official announcement on that. But I did think this was a banger, but I feel like we're positive now, so I won't go back to that. But I'm going to, because when Rutter was sold for the exit clauses, we were told this clause would give an expiration date, which would give them enough time to get a new buddy. They've got just under an hour to go. So Steve makes a very good point there. Let me just go. Abdullah says, Burnley, Sheffield United and Luton are nothing special too. I really think 75... I don't know about 75 points. But we'll probably need 90 again, but that'll be enough because I don't think 3 teams will get 90 this time.
No. I think this team is very capable of that.
Yeah, of course they are. Undefeated at home again. Tomorrow, listen, Hull City have had a terrible start. Well, I say terrible start. They've drawn 3. They've lost in the Carabao. They've had 3 draws on the spin. They're in a transitional period. It's not looking very good at the minute, so we'll wait and see. Listen, we'll see what they're like. And hopefully Bogle will lock off Miller if he's playing on the left. So 75 points gets us autos this year, so 15 less than last year. Keep the faith, everyone. D says, short on players last year and are short again this year. If the 49ers didn't take a month off, they could have sorted this by now. 4 out of 10, he says. I did put a poll in the chat, by the way. I started it at 5 and then went up to 8. So 34% for both 6 and 7. 21% say 5 and 12% say 8. That's where that currently is, so we'll wait and see. Bobby says that's KSI. Maybe we're being sponsored by Prime.
Oh, Lamborghini.
Maybe we're being... and do you know what we haven't forgot as well on the 10? We forget that Schmidt's played 10 once upon a time.
Yeah,
maybe he can play there.
Twice. Yeah. You never know.
He can play.
You never know.
Yeah. He can play everywhere,
the 10
can't he? Yeah.
No, he's a very good player. As I said earlier, Rico Lewis fibers in the way he plays football, and just look at the goals he scored. They're probably all available on a montage somewhere. They're very good. He scores good goals. Not a lot, not loads, but they're very good.
There was a great little thread done by this Spurs guy, Lord. No, not Lord. What was it called? Lily White. Lily. Oh, someone sent it me, but he'd done a thread of future Destiny Adogi replacements, and he did a bit on him and said he would be like an 8 out of 10. So I think we've got, we've definitely got a banger of a player.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I'm very happy with it, and this is what I mean. Like, I don't want to take it away from the time we've done it or anything like that. I think in his own right, he's a very good player, and I'm looking. Well, he won't start obviously, but he'll push them too. And trust me, if Bogle has a stinker or Firpo has a stinker, I think Firpo's a bit more solid because he's been here longer. But if Bogle has a bit of bad form, he's right in there because he started right back this year, and he's looked very comfortable there. He's a good player. Very happy with it.
Let's not undervalue the fact that he's a Swiss fullback, like Gaetano. Bruh.
Oh yeah. Also, you remember when he got sent off against Nanto?
Yeah, I've seen the clip. Yeah.
Got a red card against Nanto. Kicked him in his knee.
Oh,
Schmidt
did he? Wow.
Yeah. So they'll be best friends in a few days.
Big up. Don't feel complete, but at least speculation is over. I can't wait till the morning, and we're not have to talk about incomings. I swear to God, I honestly cannot wait till the morning to not be sat there going, "Oh, we need one more," because we can't. Do you know what I mean? We'll moan about it for a bit, but I can't wait till it's all done. If I'm honest, and we're nearly there, aren't we? Business done. Go to bed right now.
Still
chance.
Osimhen's staying at Napoli. Yeah. Man.
What?
Out of the squad.
Yeah, he's staying at Napoli.
To be fair, serves him right, to be fair, honestly, because of the way he acted, honestly. Wanted to leave, pushed for a move, in the end, no one wanted him, so good. Like what you need when a player is under contract and wants to force a move out, doesn't go to training and all of that,
Yeah,
so, right. That's how you act as a club, in the end.
Yeah, staying put. Disappointed. I wouldn't mind seeing him in Prem, to be fair. Not for them, but yeah.
For the 60 players.
Anyone thinks we're angry or negative, just look at the comments from the post, which we predicted would happen.
Oh, really? On the Leeds United post? Is it brutal, is it?
So, some of them all right, but yeah. 49ers out there. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Not good enough.
Jason Lee.
Brilliant.
True.
KSI, let's go. KSI, let's go. Yeah. Oh, I think we'll be all right.
We can separate this announcement from the fact that we need another player. This guy's nothing to do with that. Like I said, watch against I can't say the name, Transapar yesterday. He was probably in third, fourth gear and looked very good. He looked very comfortable. I like him. I like him a lot.
Yeah, and he left time to adapt because he'd be a backup option at the beginning,
exactly,
but it's his big occasion in the end. He's like 26? Yeah.
24.
24, sorry. So yeah, we'll see how many years. I think it'll be a 3-year contract, to be fair. So it'll be like up till 27. So it's his big chance, to make it. Otherwise, it's back to the Swiss league or those leagues, It's a big chance, So he'll need to adapt.
As of now,
Yeah.
Who do you think going to be our best signing, or who do you think is from?
Manor Solomon for me. Absolutely. Even if it's a straight loan, of course, but who knows? Maybe you get promoted and you can sign him on a permanent like next season if you go up. But in terms of quality and what he can bring on paper, of course, and he's already played in England, so we know what he can do. People say, oh, he missed the basically all last season, but if you look at his numbers, 5 games, 2, was it? Yeah. So he performed in those 5 games in the end. So I think on paper he can be signing of the season. On paper it is already, but he can be signing of the season, like player of the season in the championship. Those vibes.
Yeah. About you, Joe?
Sorry, boys.
Not long left, mate.
That's the graph getting into you. That's the graph getting into you. You need to be like Tommy Skinner in the end. Let's go. We can approaching out of the window. Havosh.
Did you see they put the young lad on Sky Sports News? There we land.
There we land.
Oh,
he did great.
That's the kind of content you want in it. I was
Lots of
buzzing for
content.
it.
Yeah.
I don't want to go the same as Andrea, although I do tend to agree with him. So I'm going to go with Ao Tanaka. I think he's going to really add something from midfield in terms of carrying the ball from deep. I don't think we see enough of that personally. They're very, I wouldn't say static, but they don't run with the ball at the feet, do they? Whereas I think I was going to very much see a space, attack it, which will then free up wingers and then play that little ball through. I'm excited to see him. I think, I was excited for Idiguchi. I liked the idea of having, an Asian footballer at the football club, if he goes well, I can quickly see him being my favourite, to be fair.
He's you just look at the Dusseldorf fans, look good. The poster sent out. He's an excellent player. I haven't spoke about him, have we really?
No.
Yeah.
We're going to also, but just before, we are going to build our best 11 based on the full team as well in a second, because a few people have asked for it, but you carry on yours, mate.
I was just going to say, Tanaka he's quite complete. Not a player who is going to be ultra flary or do these not him has got that product where he'll do something ridiculous. Tanaka won't do that. He'll do everything really good. But what Tanaka's got is a brain, a big one. He's a very smart footballer. He scans like 100 times in a minute. He's a smart footballer and he's very effective in all thirds. It's one thing I really like about Tanaka. I don't think he'll get crazy goals or stuff, but he'll be involved and he'll be brave in the final third. And if he has an opportunity to shoot, he will. He'll find them passes. He's just a really smart footballer. He's always in the right position. His passive movement's excellent, like you mentioned. Real good. I think the fans will like him a lot. I think just because of the league and he's not a huge name, people are saying it's all right. But I think give it a month or two and people will be saying a lot of different things about Ao Tanaka, sorry. And, I've got Ao in my head now because of the tweet from...
Hey,
Yeah, they tweeted him, didn't they?
Yeah. What's the correct pronunciation for Ao Tanaka? Ao Tanaka.
Like bao bun. Like a bao bun. It's like bao without the
bao.
B.
Ao Tanaka.
Yeah.
Tanaka. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to seeing him play for Leeds. Like I said, I wanted him last year when we did Scout Reports last year. I wanted him. He was the one I wanted. We didn't get him. We've got him now, and it feels good. I used this guy. I did some work for Chris. Shout out to Chris if he's watching. I did some work for him. I did some analysis for his lad. And the case study the player I used to do it was Tanaka, because it's just complete. He does everything really well. Fundamentals very good. Decision making excellent. He's not like a huge physical presence in the sense that, Gruev loves defending and you can feel it and see it on the pitch. Tanaka's not that guy, but I prefer Tanaka in a possession-based system where he's allowed to be that connective player as opposed to one that's going to sit between the centre-backs. So hopefully he's slightly higher. But yeah, be excited is what I say. He's a very good player for me.
And give us your favourite, or is he your favourite?
I'm going to say no, just because I've watched him too much. I think that'd be a cheap answer. So I'm going to go a bit rogue. I'm going to say Ramazani. I like the
Yeah.
because I've not watched much of him. Do you know what I mean? So I like the excitement of it. Did decent in Spain last year. I'm looking forward to see that one develop. So I'll probably go him. To be fair.
Any player who scored in the Bernabeu will fit in
Yeah.
for me. Do you know what I mean? If you're doing that, although people can probably list many shit footballers that have also scored in the Bernabeu. To be fair,
True.
so
The happiest signing I am with, like, in terms of, I am happy we've got Snacka more than anyone because I wanted him for a year. But I like the surprise element, a guy I've not seen, and then you watch him for the first time and you go, oh, like I'll see Tanaka and I go, okay, I know he can do that. Do you know what I mean? But with Ramazani, he'll do something and I'm like, all right, okay. So I like that type of player. A winger,
Yeah.
I love a flair winger. Me, like
100%. Yeah, it's going to be exciting. Right, should we build our 11 for the season? Long term, not for Hull.
Yeah.
We're saying that everybody's fit, and over the course of the season, it's after the international break. We've had full training, and everyone's like the best they can be in their respective positions.
Okay.
Not like now, like, oh, we need to give him time. Everyone's at the top. They've hit the peak. It's the middle of the season. We're cooking on gas. We're knocking teams down. Who's where? So chat, get involved as well if you don't agree. But obviously we know Messi's going to be in goal.
just to think,
Yeah.
Joe, into it. Graham Smith just tweeted
Oh.
2.5 million for Schmidt.
How much?
Is that it?
2.5 on a 4-year
Add-ons? No, nothing. Add-ons?
Don't say anything.
No add-ons? Just 2.5. Great business.
2.5, yeah.
We've had the official announcement as well from the club. Tell you
Final
what,
business of the summer
And I
as well,
want
he
to
said.
say this because, like you mentioned, Graham. Honestly, I think he did a good job this window. Honestly,
yeah.
Graham, especially in the press conference, he was the one asking the question that needed to be asked. So I want to give this shout out to him because I think he did well. It's good in terms of what needed to be asked at press conferences, and also trying to keep us updated because we know that they don't dialogue and interact with like he used to be with my fellow nationals. Cellino and Reddit sign, they used to be more open in terms of news and interaction with the paper and the media. For the honest, are different. So it was difficult on a journalist point of view for me to give informations to the public, to Reddit fans.
Yeah. And it's done anyway, folks. I think that's your window done anyway. So we're still waiting on like the piece to go up online. Probably they ain't got time to write it and whatnot. But we've come from the local press, so we'll just get that for you. There's a little announcement video, like we've seen, where he stood next to the wall with the signings, so that's cool. Let's just jump onto the Athletics. I do like the way that they do, where it's set out and see what there's. No ads and all that. It's just much cleaner in it. I much prefer it. Yeah. Leeds complete signing of fullback Isaac Schmidt. There he is in front of that wall with the rest of the signings. I quite like that wall, to be fair, because you've got Schmidt. Cool. You can see Bogle over his shoulder there. I don't know where the rest are, but to look at that wall, it'd be cool, wouldn't it? If you could. Anyway, Leeds have confirmed the signing of Isaac Schmidt on a permanent transfer from Swiss side St. Gallen. Fullback Schmidt has signed a 4-year contract at Ellen Road as in the 8th summer arrival. Switzerland under-20 international featured and scored in St. Gallen's 1-1 draw with Trabzonspor on Thursday night in the Europa Conference League. Schmidt fulfills Farke's wish for depth at fullback this summer and is capable of playing on either side of defence. He has also featured in more advanced positions in his career at St. Gallen and fellow Swiss club Lausanne. After coming through the ranks with Lausanne, he joined St. Gallen in 2021 and made 108 appearances in all competitions. He is the second deadline day of arrival at Leeds following Tanaka, who was also joined on permanent terms from Fortuna Dusseldorf. The Japanese midfielder completed his paperwork in time to be eligible for Saturday's championship match against Hull City. There were no outgoings for Leeds on deadline day. Again, you can see they've rubber stamped it. There were no outgoings, meaning there ain't going to be any more now. There were no outgoings for Leeds on deadline day, and Schmidt's arrival is expected to conclude both incoming and outgoing business for the summer. There you go. Leeds return to action. And someone's just said that Graham Smith's actually just tweeted to say that is your lot. Yeah, Nancy's doing the same as well. Schmidt's
Pope too. Yeah.
The last bit of business in the window this summer for Leeds with half an hour until the deadline. Right. We've reacted and spoken on that. I'm a little bit pissed off now that it's actually been made official. If you want my honest opinion, I'm pissed off we didn't get a 10, and it better not come back to bite us because the club. Oh, I can feel I can feel the temperature rising. But let's not do it.
Let's predict a riot.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, we'll no doubt talk about that. Right, quite disappointed in the end, but let's do this based on what we have got. Let's do this. So we're assuming we'll fill in what we assume is going to be the same. So we're looking at Rodon and Strauch as centre backs. Yeah. I don't think that's up for debate there. He's gone on the wrong side. I'll have to change that. It does my OCD.
He's happy though. Look at him smiling.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dream didn't come true, by the way. We kept Strauch, so that's good.
Yeah, that is good. That is good. I'm just going to fill in what I know will be...
Lampard.
Bad.
No, don't get me.
Even that does me head in, him being on that side, you know.
You remember the cover of the Oasis? Because it was like, stop crying, Frank Lampard, man. You remember that?
Yeah.
Stop crying. Oh, that was a
We
great
beat
time.
you at home. We beat you away.
Stop crying. Oh, I loved that, man. I can't lie to you.
That win was great, man.
Oh, man. So good. Yeah. Yeah, we
Happy
killed
days.
them. Yeah, it was. Anyway, maybe we'll have some more of that this summer. This season, sorry. I think that there is what we would say is a given. The rest up for grabs, do we think?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So let's
I think
start.
Firpo is fairly thin, though.
Oh, so I was going to speak on the fullbacks because obviously we've got Schmidt coming in. So do you think Firpo's the one that keeps his place? Because Schmidt, historically, is a left-back. He's only been playing right-back this season, right?
Yeah, but he looked very good there.
Yeah, he's right-footed too. Mainly,
Yeah.
of course, he's good with his left too.
I just think, I think Firpo, with his more of a sample size at Leeds United under Daniel Farke, he's very established. I think he'll stay there. But
So we think
good Bogle's played a few games.
it's poor for Bogle if he loses his place to Schmidt.
I don't think he will. Look, I like Bogle a lot. I think he's very good. Still think he's one of the best fullbacks in the league at this level. Once he gets up to speed, everyone will see that. He'll get on the attacking side. He'll get some assists. But Schmidt's very good. What I've seen personally, in my opinion. But will he take that right back place at the peak of the season? No.
Especially considering what we spent.
Yeah,
Bogle,
I like Bogle.
Bogle is, he was in the Premier League last season. Considering the very bad season that they had at Sheffield United, he was one of the good players compared to the level of the team. So he should, considering also his past, he should be able to be in contention for best right back in the league. So he needs to start. Absolutely, I think Schmidt and of course Byram are the two main backup options. Because I want to see how Schmidt adapts. I think he will very very fastly. Adapts to the championship compared to the rest. Because of course he played in Europe in terms of European competition, but yesterday against Trabzonspor. But yeah, he needed to play because we know that the level of St. Gallen is very low compared to other teams. Yeah,
we can't get away from that fact because we once bought players from the Austrian league and we know how that turned out, don't we? We know, how
and it's
that
better
turned
than
out.
the Swiss one.
Yeah.
Just to finger up the comment from Vic there, he was very good. He was very.
I
good.
thought he started a bit slow. I thought Masaba
I think he got
5-10
beat
minutes. Yeah, but then improved. Yeah.
And
Maybe I'm being harsh, bro.
Like, a winger gets past you, right? Okay, he's done that. That will happen again. Didn't happen again.
Yeah.
So he won all of his duels. There were 2 slide tackles before that where he beat him. He played well, and I think he grew into it and did offensively well. He was making them runs in behind. Yeah, he looked good. I agree. First 10 minutes, bit shaky. Understood the assignment, and absolutely fine after that.
Yeah, he was, because they kept going for the left hand side, with Musaba, man. King Lion King.
They've got Masaba and Gassama. I always get them mixed up, because they sound similar just with the G and M. Masaba, Gassaba. Yeah.
No, with Muzaba, but yeah, I think he contained him pretty well. Apart from the first time, like I said, when one time, Muzaba sent him flying towards the corner kick, the corner flag, But yeah, overall, I want to see again from him and Firpo how they adapt against different teams, because they are wing backs for me. They're not full backs in terms of left.
Well,
back,
Liam Miller will be a good test tomorrow for Bogle, won't he?
Absolutely,
very good test. Very good test. So let's see how he stands up to that. Who goes in next to Ampadu though? Over the course of the season, I think it's easy for us all to say "ow" right now, but I still think Farke loves his Gruev. He loves his Gruev. It won't be Rothwell, regardless of what people think. It definitely won't be Rothwell. What do we reckon?
This one's probably the toughest one, to be fair. If it was me, obviously, I love Al Tanaka, because I'd pick him. But I just think for the overall balance, Tanaka, I think it might be a matter of, I don't think it'll be straight away. I think Gruev's doing a good job. He played really well against Sheffield Wednesday for me. I thought he was brilliant. And if he keeps doing that form, Tanaka won't get in. But again, November-ish, more games, everyone's getting a bit more tired. You need to replace. You might have a few bad performances. Tanaka's getting up to speed with the championship. The training levels are getting higher. I think it's Tanaka.
Do we? Are we going Tanaka?
Yeah, absolutely. It's what he gives us what we need in terms of a number 8. Yeah, exactly. And Farke wanted in last season too, so for the long term, he's going to go Tanaka in the end.
It's nothing for me anyway. It's nothing bad on Gruev at all. I just
no.
He's a 6. He played well against Sheffield Wednesday, and like I said, if he keeps that up, he'll keep playing. But there'll be big tests this season, and Tanaka is our progressive 8. We need one. We needed that profile for a year. And we've got it.
Yeah, there is a lot that gets said. Listen, Gruev's no slouch, man. Gruev covers a lot of ground, man.
Yeah, he does.
He's not slow. Maybe talking on the ball, but even still, I think it's hard to say it's slow. I don't think.
There'll be games this season where, even if Tanaka's playing well, or situations in games where Gruev will be better suited than Tanaka. I will say that. I've praised him a lot, but there will be certain situations, maybe where we're off the ball a lot. I think Gruev is better when we're off the ball.
Yeah.
There'll be games like that where you need to break it up transitionally, just really quick. I think Gruev is better for that. But dominating possession, when we're looking to someone to progress the ball, whether through a pass or building the play up, Tanaka's better.
100%.
Yeah, it's the timing, with Gruev, just the timing with the ball, like just said, on the ball, but off the ball, he's pretty good in ball recovery. Remember the tackles, when he goes back to get the ball. But
yeah, of course. I do really rate that. Right, we'll go left first of all. So I think we all go Solomon, don't we?
Yeah, I go Solomon.
Yeah, I was thinking.
That's a big debate, though, because if you play Solomon there, we know that this is the main position when Gnonto performs better compared to the right two. But
do you think, though, that the fact that he played Gnonto so much on the right last season, that he's more likely to do that than move Solomon out of his preferred position?
I think Solomon will stay in his preferred position. I think Gnonto can play on both sides, but he's better, on the left in the Premier League. We've seen him mainly on the left, But yeah,
I was looking earlier. I know. I don't want to do this, but we've not bought a 10, so we have to. Solomon has played there a little bit. I think he played about 35 games in his career there. So
yeah.
And this is the key thing about these front three, and this is what I will say, and this is what I really like about them. They're very fluid, and they're all fairly comfortable in either wing or in the 10 if they have to. Do you know what I mean? It's very fluid as a front three.
Yeah.
The guys we brought in and the guys we have. And that will cause a lot of problems for teams this year. But I'd go Solomon.
Do we go Solomon, or have I just jumped the gun there?
I'd go him. Say everyone's fit. Yeah,
I'd take Manor. Yeah. Manor Solomon. Yeah.
So we've got Manor Solomon on the left. Who do we put in the right? Let's go right. Long term. Will it be Dan? Do we think it'll still be Dan? Could it be Gnonto? Could it be James?
Gnonto for me.
He's injured now though, James, isn't he?
Yeah, so we're thinking long
on the right now. Do you know what I mean, though?
Yeah.
So if whoever plays right now might keep the chance, and then long term they'll still be there. Do you know what I mean?
That's a good film.
Because he unfortunately is injured, so we kind of.
Yeah.
I'd say
But let's
Dan
pretend
James,
he's
but-
not.
All
If
right,
we're picking
James,
at the best.
all
If
right.
we're picking at the best 11.
Yeah, I would. I'd stick Dan James.
I'll say Gnonto.
Do you not think
Right, yeah.
Nonto will go in the 10, Andrea?
No, for me, long term, no. I think he can go on. He will cover center areas, but starting from the wing for me, like we've seen at Hillsborough, he started as a winger, then went inside to get the ball, but he was more like a fluid player, not playing mainly in center areas as his starting position. But we'll have, I think, like we've seen at Hillsborough, a winger staying more wide, and there'll be Solomon in this case, and another one going more inside, and I think that would be Gnonto for me, or in that case, Ramazani. On the other hand, if you play Dan James, you need to play with a more central, going inside based winger on the other side, because James gives you width compared to the the options in central and middle spaces like Gnonto or Aronson or Ramazani. Ramazani is in the middle of these two, between staying wide and going inside. It's like, we'll see, because, and in La Liga was more wide player, 1v1. I don't know. I honestly very, very divided on Ramazani, because I don't know what to expect in English football, because I think he'll need to adapt and change a little bit how he plays before he can really kick it off,
What Farker said, that's what Farker said, right? He went out, he mentioned a lot about him, how he's not probably ready yet. But what I've said earlier, and I'll back this up, I'm most excited about Ramazani, because I want to see what he can do. And from the little stuff I've seen, he's a very good footballer. So this one, I'm looking at the chat as well. Even the chat's quite split on this one. This one's a tough one. I am going to edge to Ramazani, though, I think.
I'm going to edge to Dan James. Andrea?
I'm going to stay with Gnonto, to be fair.
Right, we're going to have to put a poll. We're going to have to put it in the poll. Okay.
But, in order to convince people, there's still comments after 1 year, about how Gnonto played as a striker for Italy. He didn't, lad. Stop saying that. He did for the under-20 ones, but it's different, He mainly, he played mainly as a winger for the national team. And it can be worse than certain players that we have these days. So hopefully he can return to the fold, to the setup on the national team.
I have put in the chat who starts right wing. So we've gone Ramazani, James and Nonto. While we let that cook, I've been writing this down, folks, because what we're going to do is then build another 11 with the players that didn't make it into our first 11 and see actually what we've got on the underneath it as well. And when you think about it, as I'm doing it, I'm thinking, bloody hell, actually, we're quite stacked.
That's what
we're quite stacked.
Right.
So we'll wait and see what people say on the wing. While we do that, after what I'll do, we'll just have a read through what Leeds have had to say on Isaac Schmidt, and then we'll come back to what the poll says. There he is in all his glory. Leeds are delighted to announce the signing of Schmidt. Joins on a permanent deal, offering versatility. With his ability to play in a number of positions, so they're not just honing down on fullback. Schmidt can operate on either side of the pitch in defensive areas as well as further forward. Maybe we'll see him on right wing. Maybe we need to put him in the poll.
Number 10.
I think a lot of it. Let's have a look. Everyone at Leeds United would like to welcome Isaac to Ellen Road, where he will now wear the number 33 shirt. And they've actually said on their piece as well, his arrival concludes the incomings and outgoings at Ellen Road. I have noticed though that the Athletic just copy and paste that job. I could do that job, to be fair. I did notice that it is just a bit of a copy and paste job earlier on, and it's the same there. But hey ho,
get your job advert in.
Yeah, might do.
Yeah, no, but that's having worked as a journalist. When you have press statement from the club in the end, unless you know more in terms of informations and all of that,
you just got to go with what you
you just have to. You know what? There were other journalists when I was working as a journalist. They just copied and passed that into the papers, but I never did that because it wasn't my piece then. I always rephrased and restructured and brought more info into that, because otherwise it was like being a copyster, in terms of copy and paste.
That's what I'm saying. It is almost like a copy and paste job in the Athletic. But hey ho, here's what it is. Right, shall we see who's won the poll? We have had 4 400 and... Oh, it's going up. 493, 494 votes. James and Nonto are on 33%. Ramazani's on 34%. So he's very, very close. Still, yeah. I think we'll end it there. The votes are still being calculated, but we'll...
Stop
Now
the vote.
Yeah,
Stop the count.
Nonto 32, James 33, Ramazani 35. Let's end it there. Ramazani gets your right wing spot. According to the poll, we were all split. So there we go. Largy Ramazani. Who plays in the 10 then with this in mind?
Brandon Aronson for me.
Okay.
You think
You're
Nonto...
playing Nonto on the right, so you're not dropping him, yeah.
But I think me and you would go Nonto though, Lockie, in the 10 in this. If he's not playing right wing, he's starting in the 10.
Yeah, he's starting.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
I would say. I've seen in the chat talk about Aronson. We are not disrespecting Aronson. I'm
No,
not anyway.
not at all.
I've done videos defending this guy when everyone wasn't. You know, I love Aronson. I just think there's more time and there's a bigger process there for me. It'll be a big.
So as a first 11 goes,
pretty good.
I mean, it's fucking pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is very good. It is very good.
I'm not honestly completely sold on that.
You hate Nonto in the 10,
no,
don't you?
It doesn't need to be there, man. You need to play Aronson there, man, because Ramazani, I think he's pretty good, but I think he'll start on the wing and go inside because we'll play with a winger more wide and another one more central. But it's pretty good still, So that's why I think it'll be either Nyonto or Ramazani at the beginning. That we'll see, of course.
So the people saying Aronson in the 10, though, so does that mean Nonto on the right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Nonto on the left.
And they all voted for Ramazani on the right. This is the thing that we're getting at, right?
The vote was rigged, lads. The vote was rigged.
The vote was rigged, yeah. Right, that's our first 11. Now what we're going to do, I've wrote all them names down, right? We're going to do another one with the options underneath it, right? So let me just write this. So we've got Joseph.
Yeah, exactly, Don. Loads of options, mate.
Loads of options. Too many options. Let
All
me
good
just
players as well.
refresh this. Right, then we'll come back to it now. Let me just sort out the formation. So the spots are empty again.
Did we even discuss striker, guys?
Well, no, because
We
we all
will
went with
now.
Joseph, did. We will now, won't we? This is what we're going to do now. So in goal...
Might be more controversial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in goal, we've got Caldalo. Centre-back, we have Debayo and Voba.
Yeah,
Yeah?
I don't think the bio is available on this program, to be fair. That's the problem.
Yeah, it
Get the
won't be.
closest name to it.
Give me one
Put-
second.
Put some random guy there.
Can we add players to it or not?
Let's try to see if there's another bio, man, probably. Adebayo. Go down. No, it's
Is
just
this one? Elia Adebayo?
the striker of Leeds.
James Debayo. Should we use Liam Cooper? Yeah, we'll use Liam Cooper.
Don't.
No,
No, don't actually.
then
don't
people in the chat will go, have we signed Cooper?
We need someone.
And again, we'll see, people in the chat say, he's not good, he's League One level.
Yeah.
Again, no.
Does he have...
I hope he gets a proper send-off on it, to be fair.
Let me have a go at that. Let me have a go at that one. 1 second. We'll go on lineup builder. That might be better.
Adebayo in the
That's
fence.
not a bad shout. Put Toshin Adebayo in there, to be fair.
The new Richard Naylor, man. Started as a striker, finished as a defender.
It takes ages, that one. Let's just go with this and then...
She's Van Dijk, yeah. Choose anyone that's really good.
Yeah.
To make
We'll
it
do
look
it.
better.
Yeah. We'll just go with the funny one.
But in the
Legend in
meantime,
there.
while you search, I want to know. Let's do a research, in the chat. Has anyone in the chat got the tickets for the Oasis through the ballot? I want to see that.
I don't know one person, man. I don't know one person who's been
Yeah.
successful, man.
Yeah.
Right.
I wasn't, lads. So,
No.
yeah.
Me neither.
No, we can't put Farker in. Who
That
else is
first
in
touch, yeah.
there? Bobby Moore?
Yeah, Bobby
Yeah.
Moore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Baresi, someone
Maldini,
says.
Maldini,
Do
Maldini.
you want to go Maldini?
Oh,
Yeah.
if you want an English one, Sol Campbell.
So we go Sol Campbell.
Look at the level of your centre backs, lads. Sol Campbell in FIFA, then we have Baresi, Facchetti, Maldini. Look at that.
Alright,
That's proper. That's proper
chill
football,
out,
man.
Chill out, man. Chill out.
Not got John Stones though, mate.
Yeah. Rio Ferdinand. He's up there. I know we hate him, but he's
John
a
Terry.
Yeah, John Terry.
No, you had proper ones through the years, especially Jack Charlton, Bobby Moore, of course.
There we go.
There we go.
So alongside James DeBayo, we have Voba.
Boba. So yeah, it's our only option, isn't it?
Right back Byram, left back Schmidt.
Oh,
I think just because
yeah, he's played there more.
he's double
Yeah.
like Schmidt's both footed as well, whereas
Personally,
Byram's all
I prefer
right.
him on the right, but I think he's played there more, so I'd put him on left back.
How do I spell Schmidt? SCH
Yeah,
is it?
I am.
SC
No,
Right.
okay, it's fine.
this?
SCHMDT. DT.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
It's not there.
No,
Let's
Or
put
is it-
Stefan Lickstein.
hang on. We might have smelt it. I think we spelled it wrong.
Okay.
There
Here
we
he
go.
is, man.
Boom. Right back Byram.
Yeah.
Shane LUFC says to his wife, Mrs. LUFC, he loves you so much on your 19th wedding anniversary. Congratulations.
Congrats.
Do you want to give congrats there, Lockie?
Yeah, congratulations.
There you go. Big up, big up.
19th.
Who needs
think
flowers? Who needs flowers and roses when you can come on the Just Joe football show and get a congratulations? Congrats. Look, loads in the chat saying congrats. There you go. Fair play.
19.
Yeah.
Damn.
I know, 19 years is a long time, innit? Right. So in midfield, we've got Rothwell and Gruev, haven't we?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gruev,
Yeah.
obviously Gruev, definitely Gruev. Rothwell, yeah, I've seen a few crews in the chat though.
You know
no,
why
sure
we're getting them too? You know why? Because Crew is not on this website.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Rothwell.
Let's not go there again. Yeah, so we've got that. Then in the 10 on this one, we'll have Brendan, won't we?
Yeah.
Brendan.
Gruev and Brendan.
If you want to, lads, it's fine. Let's get him. You know.
On the left, we'll have. Oh no! Actually, that's not going to work. We're going to have to put Pirro in the 10.
Yeah, we have to put Brendan on the left, aren't we?
Yeah, because options. Yeah, so this would
yeah.
be and then we'd have James on the right, wouldn't we? Out of the options. So this is like your bench side, and then up top is going to be Pat. Now here's where we throw back. Here's where we throw back to everybody who said we don't need a 10 or we don't need a striker, right? Because if I were telling you that Joseph got injured tomorrow and Bamford's going to play, people are saying, what about Joffrey? Well, Joffrey's not going to get in over any of them, is he, in the front four? Where does Joffrey go?
Actually,
And don't tell me...
I wish he'd have gone on loan.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
But don't
he
tell
needs to go
me
on
people
loan.
in the chat are asking us to start Joffrey over Bamford. That's a madness.
Yeah, we're not doing that. Come on.
No, he's
Give
never gone-
over. Are you being for real? You think you put Joffrey in 10 and Pirro up top over Bamford and give over? Stop that.
Sean, what did I tell you at the start of the stream? Stop playing players out of their position, man.
That's mad, man. No, you're not being real. You're not being real at this point. You're not. You're on the wind up. Surely people don't actually believe this.
He scored more than Joffrey last season.
Yes.
Obviously played more, but
No, it's not opinion. No, it's not opinions. It's not. It's not an opinion, man. You want to say Joffrey over Bamford? Come on, you're not being real here. Well, the manager definitely wouldn't. The manager definitely wouldn't. I'll stick with where the managers go.
So it's good though, because that's football too. You know, we were saying, yeah, you need to go on loan, and then like 3 seconds after, someone said, yeah, you need to be over Bamford in the pecking order. You know? That's the difference of opinions, you know, that you have in football sometimes. You know, that's the good side
At
of
the end of the
football,
day,
man.
everyone's not going to agree. They're both not ideal options, and this is the second team. Like I said, this will be more controversial than the first team.
Yeah,
Who gets
I've
in
put
our
a poll out.
reserves?
I've put a poll out for people to answer. We know where they're going to answer now, just for shits and giggles. But Joffrey, he should have gone out on loan. To be fair, it is a bit of a shame that because he can't even get in the second team when we look at it like that. I mean, according to you, he starts over Pat, but
I've always liked Joffrey, talented player, really talented young lad. We saw that. It's just transfer. He didn't really have a chance, as much at least. That Premier League season where I thought, in moments when he came on, he saved our season. He did. He was a big part of it. It never. He's had injuries as well, hasn't he? And fitness issues with injuries and stuff. So he needs a season just playing. Do you know what I mean? I know he went on loan to was it Sunderland?
Yeah.
But he was meant to was a partner up top with Stuart, wasn't it? But Stuart got injured as soon as he arrived, so he had to do that job himself. And he's not that guy, is he? He's not a sole knight. I feel for him, I do, but he's not starting over. Perot scored 14 goals last season. We can't forget that. Bamford got 53%
have voted Joffrey, for fuck's sake.
Right. They're on the wind up. They're on the
wind up, man. Currently, it's left nut, right nut. Question. Oh. Windows slam shut. See, we weren't even there for it because obviously we knew we weren't getting any more. Joffrey 10 and Pirro 9 is better though. I don't think the manager would see it that way though, right?
No, surely not.
No, he definitely wouldn't. He definitely wouldn't.
But what we do, remember we said at the start, we're assuming everyone's fit, right? So we're assuming Bamford's fit and everyone's the same level of match sharpness.
Yeah.
I still think he's more effective, Bamford, when he's
sharp.
Of
course he is, man.
Obviously, that's it, and he's very, very injury prone and not clinical. But Farker would choose him.
Yeah, 100%. This is what Farker would go with with his second string, especially Maldini.
It was a little period, but for a little period last season, he scored 7 or 8 goals in 12 starts.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is legit because you have Pirro in the 10. So
for someone who played more than how many minutes did Joffrey get last season? We can't say that. Surely we can't say that he will play over Bamford in that position. Surely not.
Yeah, I think he needed to go on loan last season too, but
L. stole it. Why is L. stole my graphic? L. straight took it off my YouTube and stuck it on Twitter. Fucking dickhead. L. man, what are you doing? Eh? Someone said, bloody hell, you've done that quick. I keep watching this, man. See you up to, man. God, look at this for a signing. What a fall off. Tyler Roberts has gone to Northampton Town.
Wow. JT is not going to be happy about that, man.
No. Where's Northampton? Are they Division 1 or 2? League
I think
1 or 2?
One. League 1.
Oh, so he's left because he was at Birmingham, right? He went QPR, then Birmingham. Birmingham have binned him off for Northampton. Oh, God.
He was, in the end, it shows you that every manager...
Bielsa was playing him in the Premier League, man.
Yeah, it shows you that every manager has I don't know how to say that, like an obsession, a soft spot for a certain player. And it's like, he is like, stubborn.
That's insane, isn't it? When you think that Bielsa was playing in the Premier League.
Imagine the stick Park would have got if he was that reluctant to play Roberts. And it weren't even like Roberts was being amazing every week, was it?
No,
we're all asking every week, what's he doing? There was some games where he was unplayable, but then for 6 weeks after that, he wasn't. You know what I mean? Yeah, that was a fun time.
We'll always have that goal in the rain versus Preston.
Yeah.
Or was it all? I don't remember now.
Yeah.
But you know what? It was Pirro before Pirro, because in the end it was played in the 9 at the beginning when he arrived. And then Bielsa switched him into an attacking midfielder, kind of, like an hybrid player in terms of positioning and all of that. It never worked, but Bielsa was stubborn in order to make it work, but he didn't.
Yeah, he scored against Hull City as well. I remember him scoring a bit of a screamer against Hull City, I think.
Yeah, a brace at when we
yeah,
won
yeah.
4-0. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember.
Against
Ailing goal.
I went
Deflected.
to watch. I was behind it. I remember that game because I had terrible toothache and I felt like death. Eze played for QPR and he tore us apart, but we still won like 2-3-0. But yeah, he scored in that game. So he scored 2 actually in that game. Yeah, it is. Harry said, yeah, he scored 2. Yeah, it was unplayable that game.
Yeah. But man, Northampton drop off.
Yeah.
Drop off. Are we happy with them too then, lads?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like as a squad.
Yeah. But
It's a good squad. It's a very good squad. Where do you think that second team finishes in Championship?
That's what I mean. I think it
Top 10.
does quite well.
yeah.
Assuming the fit.
Top
Andre,
half.
yeah. Assuming the fit, yeah. Top 10 for me.
Yeah, top 10, but there were people saying this second team, Team B, will make the playoffs, honestly, with Pirot and Bamford in the 9 and the 10. I don't think they make the playoff the second team, honestly, to be fair, because there's still gaps in that second team too, that you need to fill, especially the centre-back too.
Pirot was very good at Swansea, mate, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They reached the playoffs with him there?
I don't know if he was already there. I don't remember when they played in the final, they lost against Brentford. I don't think he was there yet.
No, he weren't, was he? It was just
He
after
was
that.
still in the Netherlands. But yeah, I think there's good options as backup options, but it shows you that you have a gap in terms of depth in the 9. Joseph is unavailable. You have Bamford. You have, again, Pirot as the other 10 option. You can try to adapt other players, but they are wingers, the other players. Okay, you can play also try to adapt Nyon to their second striker, number 10, but we'll have to see how it works, And, Maldini. people are gonna wonder why is this Maldini? Why is Maldini?
Thing is, I just mute my tweets, so I just fucking leave it. Do you know what I mean? The people will be
I'll
saying,
have to see it. I'll see comments. Who's the people that have done this?
Maldini.
Just no context.
No context, yeah. No context on Maldi. I wonder how many people will notice, actually. We'll wait and see.
Not many.
No, man.
Let's be honest.
And I know what we needed to do, We needed to put Nicolas Schiavi in there, the doppelganger of JT, playing like Carrarese instead of Maldini. Yeah. But yeah, I think, in the end, again, number 9, number 10, these are the big gaps for me. And if you look at other teams, of course, even Sheffield United and all other clubs, I think the level has really dropped in terms of quality, because I think Coventry, for example, have more depth in the number 9 compared to like Sheffield United. Sheffield United have, for example, they have, as it stands, because we haven't checked the other teams yet, for example. But if I go and check the strikers, in the for the world teams, the Sheffield United, they have like Brewster, then they have Kiefer Moore, okay, but then they have the new one, Otunji, okay, Otunji.
This one's for you, Andrea. This one's for you. James DeBio's a cool motherfucker.
Yeah, the advertising board, like Italy goalkeeper, safest job in the world,
Did you see the new Champions League format video with Buffon, Zlatan, Figo? Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
I'll have to send it to you, man. It's brilliant, man.
Okay.
It is so good. I'm gonna send it to you. Yeah, it's so good.
No, but send it to me because I want to watch it now. But I would say they have Brewster, Moore, and Tyrese Campbell basically. So at least they have Brewster and Moore, that can interchange. But apart from that, they needed one more too for me in that specific area. I think to Sheffield United. If you want to look at Burnley as it stands, again, I'm checking on Transfermarkt, to have the proof. because they update it in real time usually. But
Just
they kept, Otunji, Lyle Foster, and Jay Rodriguez. I don't think they are that good in terms of they have depth, of course, but okay, Jay Rodriguez. Otunji is good, but we have to see how he adapts to this one, transfer from Kine, of course. And they have Foster, I don't know, honestly. We'll see also the other teams.
Stuart Armstrong is still a free agent.
Well, there is that.
Crazy, man. I thought he'd have got picked up. I'm looking through free agents now.
What about Ward Prowse being binned off from West Ham? He's gone to Forest.
Was it?
That's quite interesting.
Him and Calvin kind of.
Yeah,
well, actually, where did Elzati end up?
I don't know.
Let's check. Now we were tracking flights. Now we're tracking players.
He's still a free agent.
Let me
Elzati,
tell you what I am going to do, though. I'm just going to go on West Ham on fantasy team and add Ward Prowse to my watch list for when he plays for Forest. He'll be going in me fantasy team. Forest have steered me right. Here we go, Joe. You're around. Let me send that over, Joe. That's sorry, mate.
Yeah, Elzati's still a free agent.
Let's go and check the free agents now. Let's go to the free agent.
What you know why though? Because he wants a top team, doesn't he? And they don't want him, but he's waiting for one.
Okay, free agents. Some names. Rabiot. Anyone wants Rabiot?
Remember him? Hello, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Remember Isaac Success? Was it Watford he used to play for? Pace on FIFA. Yeah, well, he's a free agent.
Bellumi signed for Hull.
Yeah.
Has he?
Did he?
Did he? Oh,
it,
wow.
yeah.
Good signing.
Could be.
Yeah, he's very raw. Though I will say that about him. He's a very raw player. He's not a complete article yet, but he's got a lot of potential.
He was described as a future transfer watch for Leeds. They like him, but they don't think he's ready for it right now. But that could be. That's wait and see. But yeah, very young.
It's a good signing for them.
Yeah. You know who's a free agent still? That people are going to say, oh, he's still a free agent, so he's going to come to Leeds because of last year. Eduard Michu.
I've been talking about Michu all day. That's the 10. That's our 10.
What do you reckon, Joe? Did you see our two teams?
I didn't.
What do you reckon? These are what we've come up with, right? This is Team A.
You wouldn't have picked any players I said anyway, so it doesn't really matter if I was here for.
Oh, we have. Oh, right. Oh, I see what you say. Yeah, I hear you.
Don't say anything to Joe. He needs to realize that by himself.
Do you like the first team?
I do. I think it's a really good side. Yeah.
Okay.
I do like it a lot.
This is Team B.
I mean, both of them should be able to compete in the top. Why is Paolo Maldini in the middle of the thing?
Because James DeBayo doesn't exist on the thing yet, so we just
put Paolo Maldini in as a replacement. That's big enough.
Similar profile, Joe. Come on.
Here's something for you though, Joe, and the poll is actually being won by Joffy at 52%. The chat were trying to say that it should be Joffy over Bamford. Do you think that's
who's available?
No, we're saying if everyone's available though.
Yeah, I think you put Bamford in, don't you?
Yeah. There you go. You've heard it from the coach's mouth. So 52% of you who voted
I did
that.
vote for Joffy, though.
Did you?
I want to see him play.
So you actually do want Joffy over Bamford?
No, I want to see Joffy happy. But if I was picking a team, I'd pick Bamford.
Yeah, 100%. Can you imagine hoofing balls up to Joffy and try to get him to make it stick against like West Brom and that? Like it's not.
You mean his entire loan at Sunderland?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But that's what they did. And then when he's no in the years, like he's 5'8", lads, relax.
Yeah.
Ben Yedder, another one. Free agent.
Yeah.
Is he a free agent?
Dennis Pride can be a real one for me.
There's loads here, mate. I'm telling you, there's some great free agents here.
Dennis Pride was at Leicester 17 appearances last season, played mainly as an attacking midfielder. So if you want, I think it was linked to Anderlecht and Lecce. So it's viable if you want to add an attacking one there in terms of midfield.
Do you know what I like the best about the responses? I'm getting Maldini gifs, and the rest of them are, why is Liam Cooper playing at right centre-back? That's made me warm. Do you know what I mean? I go, oh, I love that. Genuinely, there's about 4 comments that are saying, why is Liam Cooper playing at right centre-back? And I'm like, that's nice. That's nice.
I like the fact that Lockie thinks anybody is the same profile player as Maldini. He's a mold of his own player. The most beautiful defenders you've ever watched play football.
Everyone is somewhat like him because he was the best and good at everything.
He was
So
brilliant.
he play live.
He's similar to him. You saw him play live?
Yeah, Milan derby in 2006.
Wow.
1-0 by AC Milan. Kaka Barcaladze scored the goal. Then I saw him Juve against AC Milan at San Siro. Milan won 3-1. I think those were the 2 times. It was really a shame, honestly, that he wasn't part because he already retired from the national team. But I think that 2006, he has some merits in that too, because he nurtured all those players, Cannavaro, Nesta, all those players were nurtured by him in the years prior to that, So it's a little bit of that is of Maldini too in terms of contribution.
Is that it, Joe?
Is Vic gonna Vic's gonna disagree with me if I say anything though? If I say players, Vic's gonna just go the opposite. I know.
Oh, he's disagreed with us all night. He's been on one as Vic. He's disagreed with us all night.
I look. It's all on paper. It's all on paper because we haven't seen any of these players play with a Leeds shirt or play together or play with the existing Leeds squad. So it's on paper. I think it's a better balanced squad in terms of I think we've got good options in every single position. We don't have an S specialist 10, but we have players who played there and can't play there. And arguably we paid £25 million for number 10 and Brendan Aronson. That so there's an argument there. If they can produce what they've produced in the countries that they play in, I think it's a good team. I think it's a very different looking Leeds team. I think they'll play different, but I think it's a really decent window. I think I've described it as a very good window. I've been ripped apart on Twitter for how dare I suggest my own opinion on my own Twitter feed without using Leeds' hashtag and then getting attacked by people because how dare I, I think it's a good window. I think it would have been a brilliant window with a 10, but I have described it as the cherry on top of the icing. I think we got, again, I just keep using Farkas' words. Last week he wanted 4. He's gotten those 4. Yesterday he wanted a 10, but last week he didn't. So, based on what he said last week, he's been given exactly what he asked for. Based on what he said yesterday, we're a 10 short. I think he made a rod for his own back and for the 49ers by suggesting that publicly yesterday. I think if he'd have kept his mouth shut about number 10, I don't think anybody would have been bothered about it. But here we are, But I think it's a decent window, Vic. I think all the pressure now goes on the manager. And I think I finished up my stream by saying, window's done. Players have come in. You've got options in every single position now. It is over to you, Daniel Farke, to make this team tick and get us out of this division. So this is a Daniel Farke side now. And you can't say it's not 3 transfer windows. Money been spent in the first 2, the one either side of the January window. He's gotten the players that he wanted in. He's gotten the profiles. He's the manager. He's been involved in the first set of signings last summer. And he's been involved in these signings this year. So if he's happy with that group of players, then I'm okay with that. He has to now go and put them on a park and make sure Leeds get promoted automatically to the Premier League. And we'll have to wait and see. As I said, the proof of the pudding's in the eating, and the eating starts tomorrow.
Yeah, it does. We're going to win the league, aren't we, lads?
I think we will. Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
At some point, the optimism has to be rewarded, doesn't it?
Saying we're going to win the league. We got a good enough squad to win the league. We've got the right manager. I don't know what's negative. We just say we're missing 1 or 2 profiles. I don't
yeah, exactly. And we need to. There needs to be a switching mentality for me because there's too many people, giving this squad for granted or this team for granted. We've seen last season that you have to think game by game. So don't want to hear anymore till we actually do it. HMSP's the league and all that.
I'm sorry, mate. I can't contain myself. I'm sorry, bro.
No, it's not directed to you. It's directed specifically to others. That override players and all that. Everybody wants to play against Leeds. Everybody wants to face Leeds. So everyone will want to bring the A game against Leeds. They want to. It's like their cup final for many teams. So it won't be easy. We have a very good squad. We have 2 gaps, mainly 2 or 3 gaps. backup 9, the 10, and another backup centre back. It needed to be in the other. There needed to be a big signing in the centre back. Even alone was a good option for me because it would have been a backup. But apart from that, we'll need to earn every point. So I don't want to see, not by the team, of course, not by the club, but I don't want to see in the environment, in the online community, Leeds Twitter especially, because they're certain especially. I don't want to see the we're superior than others. It's done and all that. We need to earn it every time on the pitch because it won't be easy. It won't be easy, despite the quality in the team. It won't be. It won't.
What do you guys think? What's the biggest single strength of this team, do you think?
Progression.
Pace. I think it's a quick team. I think
I
it's
like
a quick
our
team.
fight, like, explosive firepower we have up top. Yeah.
I know you said, Lucky, on your video about Tanaka that he's not necessarily the world's fastest player, but he's very quick over a couple of yards when he needs to get out of a tight space. And for me,
He's a
that's a
great
tempo
mover, yeah.
changer. Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, he's a tempo changer. And I've said this before, like when the tempo drops with Leeds, it's very hard to get it back up again. But I think he's one of those kind of players that can very easily, in a couple of seconds, lift the tempo and get Leeds moving again. Because if he gets an option to break into space, he's going to break into the space with the ball rather than pass it. He's going to run with it. So I'm excited about the opportunities that creates in the space that will create for the players, and then the pace that Leeds have to damage teams if it's used correctly. I'm excited about that.
It's like, I'm not comparing him. It's like, Iniesta was never that quick, but it always felt like he was because he's, you know what I mean? His speed is his brain, so he's always there before you. He knows if you're running at him, he wants to take you on. He knows where you're going to come in. He knows your strengths, his weaknesses. He'll take you on easily. He's like that. He's a very smart footballer. That's, for me, his biggest strength, and that's why he's succeeding. I'm very excited about Tanaka, I can't lie.
I've had a look at Sheffield United's couple of their Twitter accounts, and they're putting their window up as well. And I wanted to get your take. If I read out the names of the players that they brought in versus what's gone out, I just want to get a reaction because I'm still seeing people saying Sheffield United are going to win the league or they're better, have had a better window than we have, and I'm not 100% sure. So they brought in what's come in: Jamie Shackleton free, Sam McCallum free, Kiefer Moore undisclosed, Callum O'Hare free, Harrison Burrows undisclosed, Harry Suter on loan, Alfie Gilchrist on loan, Michael Cooper undisclosed, Raksaki on loan, Tyrese Campbell as a free. So that's what they've brought in. They've lost George Baldock, Wes Fotheringham, Max Lowe, Ben Osborne, Daniel Jevison, Ollie McBurney, Ollie Norwood, Jordan Asamai, I think he's gone to Brighton, Johnny Egan, Chris Basham, Cameron Archer, Jaden Bogle, Bernie Trory, Miguel Frecklington, Sam Curtis, Will Osula, Anis Sleman, and Austin Trusty have all gone.
Yeah.
Do you think they've had a stronger transfer window than us?
I think people look at their 11 and some of the names that we were linked to is what's maybe blinding them. Gilchrist, O'Hare and Kiefer Moore. And they've kept Hamer, which is massive, by the way.
Yeah, that is huge. How many of their 11 gets in over ours? Hamer, he plays.
I would say Callum O'Hare gets in the 10 as well.
I would say he gets in the 10 as well, yeah.
So you play O'Hare, Nonto, or Solomon, Nonto.
I think O'Hare would get in. No?
Yeah, O'Hare.
O'Hare, Hamer.
Yeah, but you know what?
So as the 10, so he'd be in the 10, Nonto would be on the wing.
Would Arblaster? Yeah, it's fair.
Arblaster is good, but you know what? If you look at the team of Sheffield United, I think they don't have a defined identity. Honestly, to be fair. Still.
Yeah, the real kicker's Wilder, man, because he hasn't been successful recently, man. He hasn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Premier League manager talking about there, Joe.
No, yeah. He's been
Bit of respect on his name.
Bang
Cooper's
average of late.
I really like Cooper, to be fair.
Yeah,
that's it. I look at our wingers. I think ours are better.
Yeah.
Like I'd like O'Hare. Don't get me wrong, but I think who you're dropping out of them for that front three? Do you know what I mean? Behind the striker for us to bring him in. Their striker more experienced than ours, but I like ours. I like Mateo Joseph a lot.
Yeah,
I really like our midfield too. Tanaka and Ogruev and Ampadu. I really like that. I like our back four. I think it's really good. I like Cooper, so probably Cooper.
Burnley have sold over 100 million euros worth of players, which hasn't been talked about. They've lost Odebert, Sanderberger, Dara O'Shea, Ariant Muric, Aldakil, Zuri, Twine, Veghorst, Bailey Peacock Barrel. God, he's still knocking about. Samuel Bastian, Charlie Taylor, Luke McNally, Goodmanson is gone, Vigaroo is gone, Amdouni is gone, Abafemi is gone. It just keeps going. It's a huge.
They've
amount of
actually
players.
they've actually got a decent squad though.
Yeah,
to be fair.
they brought in some good players. Did Tressor go in the end, or did he stay?
I think he stayed. Yeah.
Unless
Stayed.
he's still
stayed.
ongoing.
A big one if he went.
Stayed.
Yeah,
Do you know?
yeah. So
But
Do
the
you know,
problem with
uh,
those
yeah,
players
Yesterday
is-
stayed as well.
Just to
problem
jump
with
in,
them is-
Birmingham City have signed Jay Stansfield for 15 million plus 5 million in add-ons, a 20% sell-on clause, and a 100k bonus if they're promoted to the championship.
It's
So
a no
Where do you get
limit
money from?
there. I don't.
Well, apparently in League One, there's no FFP PSI. You just have to show proof of funds.
What?
That's all you have to do.
Playing field, is it?
Exactly right, because they know when they get the squad they've built is good enough for the championship, but they've done it in League One.
Deliberately get relegated
Minus,
and buy a massive team and walk
exactly,
it.
and then
That's
walk
nuts.
because if they get it right, they could look at a double promotion. Do you know what I mean? A bit like
Absolutely, yeah,
Ipswich.
double
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Crazy.
It's crazy, man. I hope it goes tits up
they've
for them.
thrown money
personally,
around.
big time, mental.
That's why the Patriots won all those
Oh,
titles. You know,
well,
to spend.
look at that. It comes in next year, so you know they've gone.
You.
Let's fucking go. Let's go. That's mad.
Want to get out of the league, don't they?
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
silly, though. It's silly.
they
I feel
don't-
sorry for everyone else. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Imagine, jeez.
They should.
But like, I was just
They
going to say about
really should.
Burnley though, the players that stayed today, now are they motivated because they wanted to leave? Some of them come out openly and said that
there is
Trezor wanted to leave. You know, so
Yeah.
that's Scott Parker's job now. Like Farker had last year with Nonto, he's got that with 2 or 3, 4 players. So that'll be their big quest to get them all motivated. And
Tyler Roberts joined Northampton Town.
Man,
We've seen that man mental. To be fair,
Ow.
guys downfall. Yeah.
It's
amazing
more
what
bad
he
that
just
you
did
think
for
of
free.
Bielsa though, innit, and think, fucking, why did you persist with that guy?
Got
no,
goals
man,
out of him as well. He did score, we just never fit. But
Man.
Bielsa, the more you look at it now, Bielsa did an awful lot with very, very little.
Oh,
And then you look at where they've gone after, and you go, the club really didn't get back him. They really didn't give him enough. He made some absolute third great players.
Should we have inserted all those clauses in the past? Probably not. But with Leeds dream.
Oh, let's.
Maybe that's what the Leeds doing. And now that you've got people in the accounting team and Leeds doing transfers, like twitching, kind of going, like, don't, please don't. Please don't do that.
Yeah.
Oh, mad. Yeah, someone
No.
said he didn't turn water into wine, he turned piss into wine. And this
Yeah.
is true.
I just made wine appear out of nowhere. Like, there you go.
Yeah.
Don't look at that. Parties on me.
Yeah.
No, I wanted to have a look, at the number 9s. Of course, on Transfermarkt, Piro is still listed as a number 9 and the more expensive one too. But in the end, I think Luton are not doing well. But okay, Morris, Adebayo, Woodrow, yeah, they have depth in that regard. Borough have depth too because they have Latelat, Conway. Conway is very good for me in perspective, in that regard, we just have, there's Gellert here, but you know that the values are not realistic in certain times, in Transfermarkt. Then you have Bamford. If you go down, okay, West Brom have Karlan Grant, Daryl Dyke, very similar type of players. I think Coventry have a good one because they have Sims. Then you have Thomas Asante. West Brom have 2, Josh Maja, Karlan Grant, and the other one, what's his name? Daryl Dyke. Yeah, I think probably the names are not that big, but at the end they have depth, they have alternatives. You just have Bamford when you don't have, Joseph. That's the point I'm making. That's the thing, that other clubs, look, Jacob Brown, for example, then they have Adebayo, Morris, and Woodrow. They have depth. They're not as talented as Joseph, of course, but if Adebayo is not available, then they have Morris, then they have Jacob Brown, then they have Karlan Grant, that BBA have Karlan Grant, Dyke, and Maja. They have alternatives they can choose, Sheffield United, they have more.
Did he stay in the end, Andrea?
Who's there?
Latte, did he stay in the end? Because there was
Yeah.
rumours of a move.
Ipswich,
Yeah,
weren't
yeah.
it? Yeah, I think he
stayed.
stayed.
He stayed. Yeah. He did. Oh, Coburn moved to Millwall. When did that happen? I missed that one. Yeah, but overall, that these shows you too. If you look at the strikers in the league, that the level, they are forced to Alboro, true. So they have Conway, Force, and the other one. I keep forgetting the name. Alat, of course. We just talked about it. But it shows you that the level in terms of quality of strikers has fallen, in the league. Look at these names, these are not big names in the end. But my point is, we needed at least one more, in order to be able to have an alternative, because Joseph is very good for this style of football. You need another one like him, because Bamford is completely different, and Pirot is different too, in a certain sense, because he plays in the 10, that's the other point. And I wanted to see this one too, if it's good for you, Championship. Here it is. If we want to take a look at the squads, for example, Burnley, so we can have a look at our rivals.
How what were the numbers there? Sorry, go back for me, mate.
Where? Yeah.
Go back.
Okay.
Yeah. What's their numbers? Squad size.
Okay.
29.
29. Yeah.
Yeah, because that was like 35 when me and Joe looked at it a few weeks back. Look at our squad size now as well. It's 23.
23. Yeah.
Still the smallest.
Is it still the smallest in the league?
Yeah, I think so. Let's check. Yeah.
Doesn't Transmark only class players that have played for the club so far?
Yeah. So that won't be Charlie Crew, or that will be DeBayo.
No, I think you have Crew in here. Let's see.
Do you?
Yeah, I think
new signs in there as well.
No,
No.
won't have Tanaka and that.
There's no. Yeah, you have Tanaka, but no Crew. So Joe was totally right in that.
Oh, they've already added Schmidt, have they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have.
Here he
Yes.
is.
Wow. Okay.
So you add the bio, Crew, and Chambers to that as well. You've 26.
Yeah.
26, yeah.
They're like in Leeds United under 21s.
But DeBayo's, I think DeBayo isn't, because he didn't play for him today. He wasn't in the squad at all. But Chambers was. He played really well, by the way, until he got sent off, which was funny. But yeah,
He got
Chambers
sent
is a
off?
good player. Yeah,
He is a good player.
he was very good, Joe. Very good player today.
Luca Thomas
Well,
played well
Fred,
tonight.
Who's that? Sorry,
Luca Thomas.
did he play? I don't think he played.
Didn't I play? Okay.
I watched about 73 minutes. I don't think he were on. It was McFadden up top. I think is he injured, or he might have come on in the end. I'm not sure.
Guys, I just want to quickly jump into some super chats because people are
Yeah,
shouting at me. Apologies. It's been a long day. I think they've done the basics in this window. They have wanted a 10 for 2 windows now and missed again. I think that is a fair point to make. Mark Sean gave us his best 11, which was Melier, Schmidt, Firpo, Strout Road and Ampadu, Tanaka, wingers, Ramazani, Solomon, number 10, Willie, up top, Joseph. Great window. Stop being negative, lads. Ramazani is Rutter's replacement, both natural wingers. It's definitely not Sean.
He's not Sean. Sorry to say that, but one is a winger, another one is an attacking number 10. Clearly, creative player.
Great shows today, which I think I read. Yeah, nah. Just leave Sean. Sean's on one. Shane, we wished happy anniversary there. I didn't miss that one. Mike Ryder says should have got Cree and Rutter on loan. That's a good point.
You might have got Cree.
Yeah, the boy in the bandana said, actually, I think I'd rather see Joffrey be given a chance. There is a player in there somewhere, guys. He was better than Somerville at one point. I don't remember that point. To be honest.
First season, I think.
Yeah, when he broke into the team, the first season called
I'd
Somerville.
love him to have a chance. I like Joffrey a lot.
We will always have that Norwich goal, won't we? We'll always have that Norwich goal where the roof went off. Boy in the bandana said, to YouTube legends, please share super chats. Yeah, apologies, mate. It's been a long day. People pay their money because they want you to discuss their point. Yeah, like I say, I'd have got round to it, but sorry I didn't write at the time. Sometimes they flow a little bit better, but please do forgive me. Yeah, that's it. Go.
Yeah, we want. Do we want to look at our rivals? If you look at that, Luton, Sheffield United, and Burnley in terms of squad value, they have after the end of the window, they have their value has dropped, because they've sold one of the top players. Because of course, top value, top player. But if you want to take a look at the rivals, see how the squad depth, they kept Trafford. So
Yeah. Oh wow, they did keep him in the end. Wow.
Still a good team, that.
Yeah.
Esteve stayed.
Yeah.
They got Humphries.
Yeah.
So that's a good defense in the end because they got Worrell. Worrell was at Besiktas on loan last part
Joe
of the
Worrell,
second season.
yeah.
Okay.
Bayer still injured.
Did he
An
play
injury.
under Farker? Bayer?
Bayer, yeah, I think a little bit at Gladbach before he moved to. No, I don't think so. In the end, lucky
not?
because it was
No,
the
no,
season
no.
before. In the end, yeah.
All right. Okay.
Vitinho stayed or moved? Let's see. Oh, he stayed. He was linked to a Brazilian club. I think it was Fluminense or São Paulo or Corinthians. I don't remember.
I thought he'd go. I'm surprised he's still there.
Yeah,
Oh,
me
yeah.
too.
I thought Vitinho did leave.
Yeah. Josh Cullen.
He did go.
Massengo.
Vitinho went to Brazil.
I
Still
thought so,
here.
yeah.
Maybe it hasn't been updated. He definitely went, man.
Let's see.
I thought he did as well.
I swear he went to Brazil.
Oh, Masengo as well.
Let's check that.
Still a good
Wow.
team. Still a good team.
Hannibal. Then you have Tresor stayed here. Sarmiento.
Yeah.
Coleosho, Anthony, they're pretty good on the wingers, Anthony, Coleosho, Sarmiento. I don't rate Tresor, honestly, to be fair.
He did
Not
go.
Tresor, sorry, Benson. Went to Botafogo in the end. Good.
Yeah,
Good
yeah,
news.
yeah, he went, yeah.
Oh, has he gone? Okay.
Yeah, he went. Oh, it was
You know,
announced a minute ago. It was announced a minute
Oh,
ago,
right,
so that's
fair.
why.
Okay.
But it was. I know he was definitely on his. We got the here we go on it and all that sort of stuff.
He was like that
Yes.
player that we were talking in a scouting report and signed for like Lille 20
Yeah.
seconds before. I was talking
to
about
stop
it.
you did, I was like,
I don't remember his name even because he really hurt me that it made me, start talking about him. Then he left while I was talking.
Sarabi, I think it was.
They've signed Zion Fleming.
From Millwall, did they get him in the end?
Who?
Yeah, they got him in the end.
Fleming.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not been updated yet, but
Oh,
if they
Birdman.
got him, they need one because
they got him. Yeah, season-long
got him.
loan from Millwall.
that front three, it gives me meh vibes.
Who've,
I
well,
don't know.
have they got Jay Rodriguez still? Because the Burnley fans were fuming when I spoke to them the other week.
Yeah,
They're still.
Coutinho has gone, by the way. He has gone.
Okay,
yeah,
great.
yeah.
Burnley
Great,
announced
so-
that he
Still a good
joined
squad, though, innit? It's
Botafogo
still a
15
good
minutes
squad.
ago.
Still a good team, but man, this front three, Otunji did well in France, but Foster, I don't know, man. I wasn't. I have never been sold into him in terms of football player. What he can bring to the pitch. And then they have just Jay Rodriguez. I don't know. For the long term, this is like they're very similar to us in this regard because you can compare like Joseph, their starter, like for example Foster Joseph. Then you have Foster Otunji. Bamford Rodriguez and then Piro Foster, it's like that comparison, Yeah, still a
Out
good
of the
squad, though.
outstanding players that were here last season in the Championship, the only ones you could argue are left, I see it in there, is Whittaker and maybe Nonto.
Well, they tried to
I
get
don't
him
know.
on loan, Burnley, but they couldn't get him, so they went for Jan Fleming instead. You see.
Yeah, because obviously Schmodik's left, Philogene, Somerville, Rutter, they've all gone, right? The ones that
Yeah.
remained were Whittaker and I don't know, no one outstanding all season, but he's still a top player. So I think we've done well to keep him. I can't lie.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
Same.
this is
I don't,
obviously
I don't think he had a release clause, did he?
who?
I'm assuming not.
Nonto.
No,
Well,
no,
wait
he
for
didn't.
January when we find out he's got one.
Yeah. He can't have had one. I mean, his agent was an absolute nightmare. He was a shit agent by all accounts, wasn't he? Let's be honest. So
He's still here. So yeah.
Yeah, he changed to CAA star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when he signed that contract, that agent he had was pish. You know what I
'cause
mean?
Everyone got a release clause, but him.
He had him and Zaniolo, didn't he? They were his two
He
big
got a
clients.
release clause as well. Everyone got a release clause except Nanto. Because watch all his mates leave as he just stood there by the front door waving on his own, knowing he was trapped. James Marchment has
Laugh.
commented on the Birmingham City signing of Jay Stanfield. Really interesting. He described it as the 12 million fee to sign Stanfield by a third-tier club is both absolutely staggering and equally a little bit reckless. But you've got to admire their balls that they can pull this off.
Mm-hmm.
They don't go
yeah.
up.
Yeah, it's bad if they don't go up. Yeah.
Imagine.
Yeah.
But they recoup the money in the end because I think Stansfield is gonna rip the league apart, you know. So in the end, if they don't go up, they're gonna sell him for like 7, 6.
Yeah.
I don't know, to a championship club, maybe.
Guaranteed 15 million plus 5 in add-ons and a 20% sell-on clause and a 100,000 bonus. That's £20 million signing in League One. That's a record. Has to be a record in League One.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, by
By a mile.
By a mile, mate. By a mile.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So this
Yeah, it's
is
insane.
Sheffield United, of course. So they have the good defense in the end, I guess. You know, Sutter, Ahmed Hodzic, Burrows, McCallum.
Did they keep Ahmed Hodzic in the end? Yeah, I think he
so.
stayed. Yeah. Okay.
Great midfield in the end for me
Yeah,
because
really good
Brooks,
midfield.
Hamer, Vini,
Closer.
Alblaster, Hoer.
They got David Brooks. Did you say?
No, Andrew Brooks.
Oh, the one on the right. Right. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. He played well actually in the game against the. When did I watch? I forgot which game I watched, but
First
he played
game, I
really
think,
well.
wasn't it?
Yeah, on the right, he
Yeah.
was really good, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, he's a
well,
good
yeah,
player, you know,
sharp.
only 21.
Yeah,
So
not
he has
that
good potential, you know.
Mm.
Then, yeah, our friend Raksaki, Brewster Moore, then you have Campbell. I don't know. These two are good.
Yeah.
Campbell, we'll see.
Our team's
you know,
better, innit?
From Stoke. Our team is better overall. But yeah, they have good options too at the midfield. I think our defense is better. Our defense is better than theirs, you know. But yeah, midfield, I think they have more depth probably in midfield. And on the wings, we have more depth in them. Up front, it's up for debate. But they have Brewster and Muir, we have Joseph and Bamford, you know. And they have Campbell too. So it's up to the people to judge in the end. I think it can, you know, cause different opinions, this one, you know, in terms of Sheffield United. Then what we want to see. Who's our third rival that can challenge for the top spots, you know?
I don't think there is.
Nah, I'm acting.
Derby County.
They Luton, but they look terrible.
Derby. Yeah, Luton. I don't think Sunderland will have the staying power because they haven't got a good enough squad. Coventry maybe.
Though.
Mark Robbins at Coventry. I don't know.
Yeah, they got Abdul Samad in the end, like minutes ago.
Okay.
Sunderland, but it's a very young squad, lads.
Very,
Very, very young squad. So I don't
Labrie
know.
sides as well. Regis Labrie sides start off really good. They don't tend to keep it up for a full season. They tend to drop off. And like you said, young lads. I don't expect them to keep it up. I think they'll be up there. I think they've got a good side and a good manager. But yeah, I don't think they're the top two personally.
Quick question, folks, from the boy in the bandana. I don't always comment, but who will be our player of the season? Ooh, based on this, because your video that you did, that you put together, my God, it needs totally redoing, doesn't it? But
We'll do it all again.
yeah, who was?
Bad.
Yeah, it's bad. I mean, I think I had Rutter for nearly everything. Big up, Andrea. Thank you for that.
No worries.
So let's go around and do our player of the season based on what we've seen then. So I'll start us off. And I'll go. I don't know. Actually, I need more time. Is anyone ready?
This is your idea.
No, because I thought I could just shoot off a name.
I know. Do you want my Paolo Maldini?
I honestly don't know though. I because I said Rutter straight away last time, but obviously he's not here.
I'll go Nonto.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's his time. It's his year this year. He's here now. We can say that. The window's shut and he's here. He's ready. Full season. Let's go. Yeah, Nonto.
I mean, next week, Lucky Football Insider are going to be telling us he's moving in January. So it all begins again, you know.
I can't wait.
Please no, I need a rest, man. Not again.
I'm going full redemption, Eric. I'm going to go Brendan.
Ooh, nice.
Wow.
Full redemption, Eric.
I'm gonna say Tanaka.
Love it.
Tanaka.
You like that one?
See, the thing is, I'd normally be looking to the flair players, but our new flair players, I've not seen in action yet. So I'm going to go Ethan. I'll go Ethan Ampadu in his midfield position, 46 games. But this is probably boring, and I'll change after a few weeks because I think when we see Solomon, Ramazani, all these players in action, we're going to be like, oh my God, that guy's amazing. Like Ramazani and Solomon, they're going to get us off our feet, aren't they? They're going to get us off our feet, and they're the type of players that you want, I think. But safe choice.
Like we said, we still missed that profile that we talked about, but Ramazani, Dan James, Monto, Aronson, who have I missed? There's so many. Solomon,
Solomon could be the one like that.
Yeah. It's just the fitness in it with him.
You're afraid to say it because of that. It's in the back of your head. But Jesus
if he's
Christ,
fit,
like,
wow.
How many other championship clubs have signed a Champions League player in their prime years?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You just have to keep him fit and make sure he's. But they said he's fit. They said he's ready to go. I mean, he could start tomorrow. Probably should.
I don't see Leeds United taking the deal if they didn't believe that he will play.
Yeah, I'm right with
There'd
you.
be
there.
no point in it. We know with this ownership and all that, they're probably too safe. Like in terms of how they structure deals, what they do with the loans, there's no option, there's no obligation, which probably in some scenarios manages to get a loan over the line. Farker doesn't guarantee no man, no minutes. So I think they only go on Solomon if they are 100%. And yeah.
Plus the extra time they took for the weekend to get the deal done. Like, there's nothing to suggest that they haven't done a really deep medical on him and looked properly at his knee to see if there's a chance of a reoccurrence there. Like, they could have just done the medical and went, yeah, he's fine. But then, like, well, no, we want to actually spend some time looking at this injury that he's had because he's had it a couple of times. Is there an issue with that particular part of the body? Is it likely to reoccur? If it does, what kind of strain, what kind of load can he take? All that kind of stuff. And you wonder, was the delay on that just a case of Leeds going, we want to be 100% sure on this one? And then, like, yeah, right, fine. Everyone says it's good to go. Let's grab him. Because there's no way he should be in the championship.
Did you see the training clips, Joe? Just it was a little bit, but he just looks quicker than he looks. He looks levels. I can't wait for him. Yeah, he could be. Tanaka's a great shout as well. Tanaka definitely.
You do have to take into consideration as well. Vober and Aronson weren't here last year, and now they are, and Vober's now staying. So you would imagine it's in his interest now to get the head sorted, knuckle down, start working hard, get yourself into that team. Show people what you're capable of doing. Because whether we like him or not, he did have a very good season at Gladbach last year in the Bundesliga. And that was a team that was defending a lot last year. And he still managed to be the one player they were most complimentary about on a regular basis was Vober. So, I mean, that's another new signing, essentially, as is Brendan Aronson as a 10. Like, there's two extra bodies there that we just didn't have to look at last year. And they're going to be here till at least January. And I'm okay with that right now, as long as they knuckle down and sort their stuff out. It's not in Vober's interest to dial it in between now and January because the stock will just drop.
Yeah, that speculation, like you said, is gone, hasn't it? The window's shut now, so he's got to take it on himself. Time to focus, time to get in that side. He's got to do everything now. It's simple as that. Or you know what Farker's like, he doesn't take passengers if he's not doing it. He won't be there. He'll be gone to the youth side. So yeah, hopefully he does, because like you said, he's be very good at this level if he really wants to be.
Yeah, it could be.
We shall see. Right, boys. I think we're all getting into that yawning period now. It's been a hell of a few weeks, I can't lie. Yeah. I'm absolutely fecking knackered. We've got the small matter of a game tomorrow.
And we need to wake up earlier to try to get tickets for the gigs, you know.
Oh, well. I'm not even asked. It's gone. It's gone.
Yeah. 40 million people, so.
Yeah, there's not a chance. Oliver says, been a long, tough winter, but thanks to all four of you for your vid streams and tweets. Now let's get on with the football and win this league. Great way to end the show. With us ending on that, I want to know your score prediction for tomorrow. So, Lockie, we'll go clockwise. Boof.
3-0 Leeds.
Yeah, scorers, come on.
Nonto 2. Mateo's getting his first one.
Nice. Andrea?
2-1. And scorers, I'm going to say Aronson again and Tanaka. if he plays.
Nice. Joe?
3-1 Leeds, and I think Nonto, Aronson, and Joseph.
Nice. I'm going to go 2-0. I think we keep another clean sheet. And I'm going to go Mateo Joseph Brace. Tomorrow is his day. Big shout out for Joffy as well, because he won the poll. He's better than Bamford, according to the chat. So there you go. And on that note, we shall leave it there. Listen, folks, I'll be back live from 2 p.m. So join us for that post-match and all that stuff. And then it'll be a nice few days rest, I think. Peace out. Thank you to you lovely gentlemen as well for seeing in the window and all that jazz. And we'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.